1,911,844,833 naira and 46. I'll take that again. 1,911,000,000 1,911,844,000,000 1 trillion. This money is too much for me. 1 trillion. I hope that is not on the record. 1,911,000,000,000.
Hello, it's good to be here this fateful morning of the 27th. We are gradually spanning toward the end of the year 2025. You are welcome to this special edition. I'm only sitting in for Dr. Rudolph, aka the Dr. Damages himself. Yes. So today we're going to go into different space, to different discussion. You know, it's like what we have termed as a retrospect, whatever. Okay. Can I have some water, please? All right. So we are going to look at all the events that have passed in the last 12 months. What has happened around the world? It's a free, what we call a free kind of you are open to discuss whatever issue that is most prominent in your mind, what has happened, what is about to happen, or what you think is going to happen. You can even project what you think will be happening in 2026. But yeah, so we'll try as much as possible to contain every idea and every discussion that people will be bringing in today. Be reminded also that your ideas are very, very important to us. We do not think that you don't have the right to express your views or give out your ideas. And so welcome all shades of gray here in this program. We allow everyone to express himself as long as you do that respectfully and it's something that you know is truthful. We don't paddle in rumors. We are not here also to castigate anyone. We are here to just exchange ideas. So just in case you are one of those sitting in for the government, please know that we are here to give our own idea. And because we know that the purpose of which governments are formed, if we take the definition of democracy, is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And therefore, if you are in a government and you don't want to hear the views of your citizens, then it means that you are not there for the right reasons. And so, as journalists, without borders, as we would like to refer to this place, we will give the people in the street the opportunity to be able to express themselves in the best way they can. And that's what we're going to do today. Right, let's begin. And I'd like to start this way. Finally, the white elephant in the room has been addressed, and many are not happy about it. Yeah, it was first, talked about. He first proposed. He first said, "Look, you guys should handle your end." As the Americans would say, I don't want to use that word. You should handle your end, or someone else will handle it for you. And we thought that was a joke. And instead of our dear country to go into the mode of accepting what is real, they decided to set up a panel of ushers, as Dr. Ruben would say. Okay, choir. The choir went about singing around the world of the reason why we should not bother ourselves, because the people being pied around are not only Christians, but also Muslims, who I don't know how we think. So it means that the government of our nation no longer considers life as sacrosanct, irrespective of who it belongs to. So if it's not only Christians, therefore the carnage can continue. What a thought, or what a way to reason. So consequently, they set up these, forces of, lying and propagandists around the world to go around and launder the image and tell the people why they think this is not true. Of course, before any of these nations will have taken a stand, they will have seen much more than enough evidence. And so based on the evidence, they continued to, plan on how to deal with this evil that all of a sudden has cropped up in the nation of Nigeria for the past 15 years. But consequently, what happened was inevitable. Okay? And to say the least, that none of those propaganda worked anywhere. Not in the US, not in the UK, not in Israel, not in Germany. Nowhere was that, that story successful. But the Nigerian media, led by their government spokesmen, continue to mouth that and twist the information that they're getting to suit their public. And I want to say this. I'm not saying that it's wrong to try to reduce or try to flip a story to suit your audience, because not every word around spoken in English means the same thing all over, especially in America. Those people who live in America know that there are certain words you can say in Nigeria and get away with it. If you say it to someone in America, you probably get a very dirty slap. So these are things that we recognize in the media that will always have to be done. You turn the story and use the language your people most understand. But to spin a whole story to say that the government of America is working in collaboration with you and they're going to give you, and you haven't given them instruction what to do. Did you not witness here that certain time that the Americans were working with the Nigerian military and have taken a certain action for where they were going to go and strike and collect the Chibok girls, and they're going to use the gas so that by the time everyone is knocked out, they go there and pick up the girls. But the next day, they could see on the satellite that these guys are all having marks. So are you thinking that these people are thinking like us? The truth of the matter is, I think Nigerians, we joke with a lot of things, and nothing seems to be serious any longer. As long as the government know they have control of the media, they can, prop their people to say whatever they want to say. But that era is gone. I say it again. That era of one monopoly of mono speaker, okay, I don't want to go there. Those time where it's only this is good evening. Yeah, working network news, NTA network news. 30 million Nigerians cannot be wrong. 30 million Nigerians view NTA. So therefore, 30 million Nigerians cannot be wrong. 30 million Nigerians can be wrong. Read my lips. And you guys were spinning all kinds of lies. Okay? So those era is gone. Wake up. Smell the coffee. We saw it coming. We refuse to make amends. We refuse to report that which is right. Now, it only takes a small boy in a village with a cell phone to give us what is happening, accurate information. And that information will go viral. It only takes a comedian in America to say there is Christian genocide, even though he's not a Christian, but he saw what was going on. And today, that elephant in the room, we could not address. That elephant in the room, the Nigerian media could not talk about. That elephant in the room that have kept every North person sitting in limbo, not knowing how to even speak about it, had been addressed by the most powerful man on earth. You like it, you don't like it, that is the truth. And that is just a warning. We have to get up and put our ass together. Sovereignty or no sovereignty. Sovereignty does not mean that because you have sovereignty, therefore the life of people become useless under your sovereignty. Sovereignty does not mean because you are living in a geographical location, it means that you can do whatever you like to whoever you want. It doesn't happen that way. It was before. It no longer holds sway right now. So, if the world has become a community where everybody sees what everybody is doing, how come you think you can be in your cocoon and decide that people, no matter what you do, nobody will call you to question? And what I ask people, those who are not in support of it, what do you think the people of Benin will be thinking if the action that Nigeria want to take against Nigeria was successful? What do you think they'll be thinking about you? Today, the Benin-Ruans are not in, the Nigerians all around the world are being talked about and hated. Many videos out there saying that Nigeria is now the ones preventing Africa from rising. Is that what you want for yourself? The French have been in Africa for only God knows how long. None of those countries have developed beyond any stripe that anybody can celebrate. And people are saying we are tired of the French, and you want to keep the French in Africa? If the people are tired of it, don't they have a right to chart their own course? So you see that whether you look at it or not, in whichever way you look at it, the situation still remains. Like the motto that is sitting on in the badge of Nigerian University of Nigeria. That which we have promised ourselves long time ago, to restore the dignity of the black man, has not been achieved. And I don't see Nigeria walking towards that direction now. Rather, we are trying to make sure the colonial government that kept us from being developed still hang around. And now they are developing new ways of trying to recolonize what was colonized. We have to wake up. Now, for those who say, it is not right. Yes, it's not right. Why should another country invade our space and we should celebrate it? Why should it be America? Why should they be concerned about our political government? Are we concerned about their own? That's a question for another day. Yes, in a same place where things are done normal, that should be a very strong reason why we should not accept it. But in a place where people tell you that those who are causing mayhem on the soil of Nigeria and the souls and the tribes of Nigeria, that is something we should examine in this discourse. And for those who think that when we talk about this, because one of the things we're talking about that have kept Nigeria from developing is the different sets of law in the constitution. You have a Sharia constitution, a Sharia in the constitution, and who does not agree with the original law of the land. The question be, how do we operate two systems in one country, two sets of law? This is a question that nobody has been able to address. We can't even talk about it because when you talk about it, you are now an endangered journalist who should be taken out because you are trying to expose the people's eyes to see what they've not been seeing. The question be, is there anywhere in the constitution where it's written with the people? If it's written with the people, did it number the people that are in Nigeria by tribe, by tongue? No, I've not seen it where it took interest to call the different tribes by name so we know the people. There's a lot to discuss. There's a lot to discuss today. So get ready. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Come respectfully. We'll take all shades of views for today. Remember, it's in retrospect of in the past and now, of course, what is happening on ground. I want to say, for my own end, I thank the American government because Nigeria needed a shake-up. I can tell you that much. The first time we reported about the genocide going on was in 2002. I did a report on that Dogona Hour where 501 persons were sent to go and meet their Heavenly Father. At that time, we were all seen as evil people who are reporting what is not true. But thank God, years later, many years today, that same report is standing and is what is being viewed now by the world. So if you think, and these reports are just the ones who could get our hands on, it wasn't just what was, there were so many others. Nobody could go into those places to report. So I don't know how long, but we need to get our acts together and move on. Having said that, I want to welcome you. Get ready. Let's go. Hello, Mr. James. You're welcome to this special edition. It's good to see you, Gambia.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good evening from this end.
Yes, sir.
It's 5:18 p.m.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you have heard my introduction, sir. What says thou?
No, I didn't listen to everything, but however, I'm aware you are commenting on what have the shake-up in Nigeria.
Yes, sir.
Good. I welcome it with some with a mild reservation. I welcome it, but with mild reservation.
Okay.
The Benin people have been saying that let me explain it this way, because I find it difficult interpreting the proverbs. When there's too much death in a pot of soup, the blind man will see it. Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is what is happening in Nigeria. Since 1980, during Shagari's time, when the Maitasine people struck in Kano, and over almost 5,000 people were killed with no prosecution, this problem has been lingering since 1980. Not the Second Republic. I mean, not this very republic, since 1980. Maitasine uprising. I think about 100 policemen were killed and 4,000, about 4,000 to 5,000 people were killed. Now, the problem, the crux of the matter, let me go straight to the point, is the Fulanis in the country. That is the crux of the matter we'll be battling with. Since the Sokoto Jihad of 1804 till now, we've never lived in peace in the country. And the intervention of Trump, in my opinion, is welcomed if it will stop the killings, particularly in the Middle Belt. If that is the price we have to pay by mortgaging our sovereignty, I think it's worth it. I have no objection at all. But however, I have a mild reservation because this man, Jeffrey Chaucer, maybe you know him, the author of Canterbury Tales, who said, if gold rust, what will iron do? If gold rust, what will iron do? If Nigeria as a country, with a position in Africa, can be attacked by the United States, what will other countries like Lesotho, Swaziland, Mozambique, and others do when they are being attacked? Because Nigeria can be attacked in such a careless way and nothing happens. You know, in Zulu language, there's what they call Siyafa. Siyafa means in Zulu, we are finished. Africa is finished because of what happened in Nigeria. And who caused it is the Fulani in Nigeria. So for the time being, this is all I've got to say.
Okay, thank you so much. Welcome, Obi.
Yeah, my brother.
Good to see you. Yeah, did you hear my introductions?
Yeah, well, I didn't hear it anyways, but I think it's all about the present happenings. And I didn't get it. I just logged on. I think it's about the happenings.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Your initial comment. And is there any story that you want to for us to look at, whether in Retrospect? Oh, come on, what's happening? Okay, or Retrospect. Retrospect.
It's like it's echoing. Are you okay now?
Yes.
Okay. But well, I think what the parable was trying to make. I think what he meant was that means
Okay,
if there is
okay.
too much dirt in the soup, too much dirt, the blind man will know that this is
Okay, you are season. Can you hear us?
we are overstaying our welcome. It's been a lot. But I think the Nigerian system, we've really been very nonchalant. We've been very, very, whether it's wickedness or I want to call it, our leaders, our so-called leaders are so insensitive. They are so inhuman. They are so, the whole world just see us as a different species of human beings. And we keep proving them right every day as we manifest. Exactly the fallout of what we are seeing today. And it's that so sad that at the present day, some people will be saying that it took America 300 years to get it right. In 300 years ago, was there internet? Was there information like this? Was the life like this? Huh? People will be complaining that it took them so many decades before they get to where they are. Not that it should take us this year. A man that is 65 years old, that you are telling me that he cannot have a state police, he is not matured enough to have a
OBE, your network, what's happening to you today?
to secure his house. Then that person is not, I think, is a less of a human being. Exactly how I factor the Nigerian situation in the reality of today life that we are seeing today. But the present intervention from the Western world is actually not. Their hands were just too tired because we were unable to prove whatever with narrative we were just putting around. We were unable to prove it. As soon as the guy came in here, the representative came in and witnessed it first-hand information, and the feedback Shigumi or whatever his name is. If it was an Igbo man that is saying those things that guy is saying, are you sure he will still be in his house? And if everybody just listening to him, if everybody just hearing him talk every day, granting interviews here and there, threatening everybody, as if the Nigeria belongs to a certain race, a certain people, But at the end of the day, I think from the feedback I'm hearing, a lot of peace, people are traveling now, nobody's being kidnapped in the last 24, 48 hours, which is okay. I think there should be more bombings if that will remove the situation and make us calm down. Instead of Jagaban to face governors, he was busy doing potting, busy doing bullying every state governor to become APC. They were busy playing politics instead of the time to work. Now it's late now. He cannot even boldly make that for one Olivier president. Your country was just and there's not an invasion, there was an attack to the terrorists in your country, and you don't think that is enough time for you to make a broadcast and say, oh, this is what happened, or this is what we did, and this is what we did. Another president is speaking for us. Another person, in another world is talking, is giving us feedback of Nigeria.
I think Obe's reception is very poor.
Hello?
You are muted, KG.
Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me.
Hello.
What I mean in essence is that we have taken our matter to the outside world, and in Nigeria, even at my workplace, when you just say you are Nigerian, everybody just say, I hope they are not killing your people. That's what you hear from them. Just now, what they were trying to manage in-house, it has now become the whole world narrative and the whole world gist all over the world. To the extent that the man in Israel is also interested in helping to neutralize everybody. Only Nigeria. How? How did we get here?
Thank you so much, Obi. Let's move on, and then I want to start. Pick up the next. How did we get here? We got here because maybe. Well, let me leave that. Maybe the next person will tell us how we got here. Yeah, Niger in Valhalla. Yeah, can we hear your opinion, sir? What's your most striking? And then, of course, if you want, you can make comment on the bombing that happened.
Good evening from here. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're enjoying your holidays. Christmas, a new year is coming very soon and all that. Well, if there is such a thing as happy sadness, soliloquy, what they say in literature, maybe this is the moment. For me, that is from Borno. I'm kind of a selfish person, in the sense that I had thought that if the United States were to strike, like, this is where the IS is, this is where ISWAP is, at the Lake Chad shore, and we have the Boko Haram who have carried out the most attacks. I was surprised that they actually went and bombed Sambuel, relatively a place that had relative. I think most of this is for show. I think Trump is doing this for show, but he may prove me wrong. And for me to be content with this is for me to see Sambisa, carpet bombed to the point that there will be no one posing a threat for us there. The Mandara Mountains too, but for some odd reason, I don't know why they didn't give that a priority. Well, probably they know what they're doing. Maybe they'll come here next. And I hope the the government is directing them well. I will not pretend that I like the fact that our borders were breached and things like that. Our airspace was breached by a superpower. But I think the only thing that calmed me was the fact that it was not a unilateral action. At least the government was had to consent and even agreed. Whether if it's for the optics, Trump is for the optics job. You know the guy now optics. But even the Tinubu self is for the optics. Said he consented and all that. Well, I hope something good comes out of it. I don't want them to go and do things that will give Boko Haramists or ISWAPists, a lot the things that they will use for propaganda and recruit more people and all that. And you never know with the West, their hands are always so dirty. They may be here flying out, giving posting on Truth Social, and they may be behind the door, weaponizing and arming the same people. There are a lot of interest in Nigeria, and a lot of things may have been happening behind the scenes. But as far as what concerns me and what concerns my people, I think the priority should have been Borno, not Sokoto. And if this continues, we will see. But I just get the sense that something is amiss. Has anybody have had the post impact analysis assessment? Who was killed? How many were they? Of what importance were they? What were they planning to do? We need to get this information. What is our government doing? If the government did not even go ahead, to announce it to Nigerians first, at least they should have by now tell us something, give us something, let us know what is happening. But up till now, I don't know, maybe because you guys are abroad, maybe you have access to Trump more than us, maybe you can tell us. But as for now, this is all right. What I would say.
I like your take. And even me, when it first happened, I wondered why Sokoto. But eventually we all like you said, we have more information here than you guys have there. And I tried to, and I've asked Sho, if Sho can hear me, please load up the video I sent to you. I wanted to play the video because see, these Americans are a bit, they don't, those bombs is more than $50,000. I mean, $50 million. So you think they just throw it away for nothing? So we have a video that shows exactly, they took videos of the places they bombed and the people that were there and all that. It's in the internet. My system, I don't know what my son did, is not downloading from my cell phone any longer. If I download, it doesn't show, the video, but you can see it downloaded. That's why I'm not having that video up. But now, again, this is the reason, because we all tried to discuss to find out why. And this is the reason. Those guys they strike in Borno quite all right, but their location is in Sokoto State. Remember, Nigeria have not mentioned that there's an ISIS in Sokoto or in Nigeria, but their camp, where they are camped, because a well-developed place where they are camping and where they strike is in Sokoto. So, having moved around, they have a place where they get logistics, where they get briefing, where they get direction, and that is where America is dealing with. These guys are not stupid. Okay, so for me, if you ask me, but I'm not here to give my opinion, but I'm simply saying that those information are asking and Nigerians are asking, because I've heard that some Nigerian media are saying we have not seen any picture, have not seen all this. No, the pictures are out there. They released it, the classified pictures. It may not be all. They just want
if it is classified, then how did you see it?
I said declassified.
Okay, yeah. If it is the declassified one, we saw, okay, the one that you saw infrared, Tomahawk missiles striking a compound. Is that what you're talking about?
Is it not the thing you want to see?
No. Want to hear names? Want to hear, number of casualties? Is it Bellotucci? Is he a financier? What damage has this done? Okay, let me just say this, Mr. KJ, maybe you did not understand where I'm coming from.
Okay.
We are at an information age where information travels very fast. Like, you may hear it faster than me, I may hear it fast. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, anybody can get the information before you get it. What matters is how and why and when, and if you people are taking seriously enough, to be even briefed. Because if our government actually respected us as citizens, we deserve to be briefed. United States actually brief their citizens when they do major operation. States, they're like, Tinubu did something today, and during his what's the meeting that they do in the villa. But the talk was like directed to his ministers and officials rather than talking to like Nigerians. You get what I mean? If you are president for the first time, that the sovereignty of your country was breached, even though you said you allowed it, then I think you owe the citizens, some special kind of information. But there are two types of Nigerians. There are the elites, and then there are the commoners. Most of the time, the commoners fight each other on behalf of the elites.
All right, thank you.
And do narratives. But up till now, we've not yet had. But there's this Lakurawa thing. Sorry, I wanted to talk about the Lakurawa, and they may be probably the reason why they struck Sokoto. If there are, some people say Lakurawa are associated with ISIS and all that, but all their association, they are not as associated as ISWAP and Boko Haram, because these ones, they are like governors and state ministers, because the original Taliban and Al-Qaeda that are headquartered in Syria and Iraq actually, ordained and give the names of these ones in Borno to take over power, and they are taking instructions from them. So naturally, this should be their target, but we don't know. We'll see.
All right, Mr. James, you have 3 minutes.
Yes, I want to explain why the structure. Why anyway? The answer to this issue was addressed by Ruben Abati yesterday while he was discussing with Hussein Rufai on Arise News. Let me explain it this way, not in his words. If, let's say, Al-Qaeda is in Somalia, Mogadishu in Somalia, that is their operational base where they strategize and do everything. They can be carrying out their operation, they can be strategizing there, and the field work will be done in Borno State. So if you want to handle the problem of Borno, you need to go to Mogadishu in Somalia to disorganize them over there. That is the reason why they bombed Sokoto. The building they showed, nobody was in the building. Nobody was killed. Nobody has come out to say, this is my building, why was it bombed? up to now. It means, I'm guessing, I don't have empirical proof. I'm guessing that that very building is the meeting point of the terrorists. That is where they plan their operations and do whatever they want to do. Then they go to Bornu, Plateau, or wherever it is to carry out the action. So this bombing is a warning to them that we know what is going on. And secondly, the reason why the government has not addressed the nation or said anything, this is a security matter. When the Chibok girls were abducted, the US military came to Nigeria to assist in rescuing the girls. They resolved that they are going to gas the area where the girls were kept. When they are all asleep, they go there and rescue them. So just the next day, the terrorists were seen wearing gas masks. It means that the military has been infiltrated. So whatever action the United States government want to take, as far as this matter is concerned, on no account should it be revealed to anybody. If they are operating in Sembisa Forest or Plateau or Kogi or whatever it is, that is left for them because they cannot risk their resources, their time and their lives just to give the information to Nigerian military that has been infiltrated by Boko Haram insurgents. Whenever these boys are caught, instead of taking them to court and send them to prison, you go up there into the military. So the Nigerian military is compromised. This is why Bola Tinubu is keeping quiet over the matter. Mind you, Bola Tinubu is not my man. It's not my style. I've never called him president. But I'm just reading meanings to his actions. So this is how.
And just one correction.
All right.
I agree. I
No.
agree with whatever you said, Mr. James.
No. Please, Naija, hold on. Don't respond. Don't respond.
Okay.
Don't respond. Okay. Thank you, Mr. James, and thank you for keeping the time. Ngo, and yes, I forgot how to call it. Just go ahead.
It's all right.
Is it a thief name? Is it a thief name or what?
No,
what?
it's not.
It's not. I used to think so. That's why I call him Ngo. I'm thinking it's a thief name. Okay, go ahead.
UGWA.
UGWA. Ngo.
Yeah. Ugwa. Yeah.
Ugwa.
Okay.
Ugwa.
So yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But the thief name has a thief name. Te Ungwa. So.
Oh, that's
you see why I think you're a thief?
And I'm not from there.
All right. That's
so
go ahead.
All right. So for me, right, I've listened to what the first two speakers have said, and I think what Valhalla was trying to say, I quite understand where he's coming from. Fact that one would expect that the epicenter of all the terrorism that has befallen Nigeria came from the northeast, particularly Borno. But let's not forget that the primary concern for the US, what got them involved in all this, was the killings of minorities in the Middle Belt. And one could say that most of these were perpetrated by the Fulani militias. And a good chunk of those Fulani militias are part of the Lakurawa groups, which are affiliated to ISIS. And I believe that strike yesterday on Christmas night was targeted at those Lakurawa groups in the northwest that have been operating there for a while now. So I think in terms of the reason behind attacking the northwest, I think that might be the strategic reason. But I believe that in order to win this war, all forms of terrorism will have to be defeated, regardless of where they are located. Now, moving on from there, I think it's important to know that to move a US warship from where they were to come to the Gulf of Guinea costs about $1 billion. So it's not small money. And each of those Tomahawk missiles costs a significant amount of money. I don't know the exact cost. But just to move that ship with everybody that's there, all the service personnel, it's about $1 billion. So it's really not small money to start with. Generally, I believe that the intervention is the right step. It needed to happen. But I'm not sure how much effect we expect to get from it, because I think when you look at the nature of the warfare that we currently are experiencing, it goes beyond missiles. It requires significant boots on the ground. And there needs to be some political solutions to the problem. And I think everything boils down to state policing, or what the future of this country should be like. Because there are certain groups or parts of the country that are hell bent on certain ideology that won't change. And it's very difficult to win ideological warfare by way of guns. I think one way to win this sort of warfare is to have a very big, beautiful war between you and whoever is trying to kill you. And for me, I think long-term solution, it's either we get strong state policing, good land use act, or get a big, beautiful war and everybody goes back to their space and govern themselves. The world is moving towards that direction anyway. We've seen what Israel has done with Somaliland. Israel might have its ulterior motives. We are not foolish to think that the aim is not to get a launching pad to attack the Houthis in Yemen, which I'm all here for it. But I think it's the right step. And I mean, the right step that needs to be taken. Nigeria has been at this for 65 years. And obviously, there's no any sort of progress. We've not been able to form a cohesive country. So what do we do from this point? I think it's time we start deceiving ourselves. This is not going to work. There needs to be a permanent solution to this nonsense. Imagine the attacks, and you see the people that came out on social media trying to shield their terrorists. Like, where have you been for the last 15 years with the sort of atrocities these idiots have meted on Nigerians? And I'm so angry to see people trying to defend the indefensible. And the last thing I would like to say before I hand over the mic is all these left-wing Democrats, yeah, that are across the Western world, that are being stupid and can't see the threat from these terrorists. And then those Pan-Africanists that think that Nigeria is selling out its sovereignty. Most of them have no idea what we've been through in the last 15 years, how women have been. Let me not demonetize this stream, but they just have to walk in our shoes to understand. Their hatred for Donald Trump has completely blinded their eyes. They can't see through those glass-tinted hatred for Donald Trump. And if they continue in this stupidity, their countries will be taken over and they will become slaves in their country. They need to open up their eyes and smell the threat that is coming. It's all over the world. Wherever you go to, that threat is there. And we have to recognize that. But for Nigeria, I think there needs to be a permanent solution. We can't win this war through weapons, through bullets and missiles only. We also need to add some political solution that will give us a permanent peace. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I see Anna, I see Bro Chris, I see Stay Humble, I see Paul, I see Ify, I see John Abba, aka the pastor. Anna, you could give me 1 minute. Our tradition here is to let the lady speak. So let her speak. I'll come back to you, Anna, please. Oh, you don't want to speak yet? All right. Anna, please go ahead. And yeah, there's something you said, Ngo. I want to borrow a word from Coco T. Coco T says, who's a musician, a reggae musician, he says, if your friend becomes your foe, your story will be told around the world. All your story will be told. That's what's happening now. We have allowed our friends become foes, and now our story is being told everywhere, whether for good reason or for bad reason, whether you are in support or against, whichever way it is, our story is going around the world, and not for the good reasons. Okay, for the Black Americans or Black around the world, they see Nigeria as being a stumbling block to the development of the black race. For the white or other people who are more concerned about mineral resources. They see Nigerians as being stupid for allowing a bigger nation to come in and take their resources. But for those of us who are lovers of life of people, the life nobody can replace, we don't care. I don't care who is coming to help. We just don't want people to die, whether they are Muslims or they are Christians. I don't care. I don't care whether you are a paganist or you are worshiping Ogun in one, or you are even worshiping the god of the water. I don't have to take your life. I cannot force you to believe in what I believe. We have friends who we deal with here who are, what do you call them now? Bebe Berugo. Those ones who don't, they're neither men or women. Don't you talk with them? Do you desire that they should die? Okay? No. So let's wake up and know that this is about the life of the people of that geographical location. And then you have listened to all the views canvassed so far, and you also must have watched the American intervention and what Donald Trump said. Like I said earlier, I listened to some Nigerian news, and I said the problem is coming from our media, because unlike the Dr. James, Mr. James earlier quoted Ruben Abeti, but in some other information he has also given, he has also contradicted what he's saying. So what my question now is, why do we always try to spin the news to suit what we think the government stands for? And then what is your own view on what is going on? Thank you, sir. Your mic is muted.
Does Mr. James know you're talking to him?
No, not Mr. James. Anna Electrical. Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
And Merry Christmas in arrears and Happy New Year in advance.
Okay, your volume is a bit low.
Okay, can you hear me all?
Yes.
Okay, all right. The events that has happened in a couple of days, especially the Christmas gift President Trump gave us, is a very welcome one, and actually long overdue. If in actual fact that we refuse to do deliberately, so refuse to do what we supposed to have done 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, 8 years ago, 2 years ago. Especially, let's come down to Tinubu, who came back in 2 years ago and said he would do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. A, he hasn't done. B, he hasn't done. So it is a good thing that has happened, in the sense that if your house is on fire, do you care where fire service comes from? Nobody care. Nobody should care where fire service will come from to quench the inferno that is burning down your house. The important thing is to save your house. That's what is important. It doesn't matter whether somebody is not wearing clothes or half dressed or whatever. The important thing is to save that life and then cover the person up. So the event that happened is a welcome one. And I think every Nigerian should look at it from this perspective, that anyone who says what happened shouldn't have happened, the question is, what has Nigerian government had done over the period? Now, regarding the narratives that are being bandied around, it boils down to one, dishonesty, and the people being unpatriotic. Because if you're comfortable that somebody, a criminal, comes in and kill your citizens, give you bad names globally, and somebody has come to take him out or has come to warn you, because to me, this is a warning shot that was just taken. The main event is coming if things remain the way they are. And if I have my way, I will join the force to come get that done, because this can't continue, you know. Now, we're talking about sovereignty, but criminals have bastardized our sovereignty for the longest time, and we have done nothing about that. We're just having playing lip service, here and there, and not doing anything practical, serious to get this thing, stopped. So time to act is now, and I believe that this is a right step in the right direction. It's a warning shot as far as I'm concerned, because this is really not the Armada. The Armada will come, when they don't stop. Now for my brother in Boron, for my brother from Borno State, well, it's unfortunate. I appreciate the fact you say you're being selfish, and I agree with you because I would say they should start from there and clean your home because it's been ravaged for so long. But the unfortunate thing is that from information and reports that got in means that the operational base is where they struck. So if they have to exterminate the head where the source is, it means that you're going to have relative peace in Borno. And hey, remember, Fatima is from Borno. Daniel Buala is from Borno. So I'm sure that they have your interest protected. So at the end of the day, we were saying that Tinubu is not talking to Nigerians. Hey, when he was campaigning, he didn't talk to Nigerians. And at the end of the day, also, the election that he was declared dead in the night, never a precedent in Nigerian history that an election is carried out during the day, but result announced in the dead of the night, validated by INEC and sanctified by the Supreme Court. So he's not accountable to you. He has no reason to report to us. To those of you to those who vote, who queued in and casted their vote and carried out their legitimate, responsibilities and duties that is patriotic to the nation state of Nigeria. So that's really where the challenge is. As far as I'm concerned, very little. I'm less optimistic from Tinubu because I don't see him as being capable of doing much because the past 2 years, if he has competence and capacity to deliver results, we'll have been seeing it in several ways. Is anybody better off today in Nigeria than they were when he took over? Now, will that same question be asked by people who live in Abia State in the same 2 year space? That are results for somebody who is effective and functional. And that's what every Nigerian should actually wake up. 2027 is coming. Both those who are home and those who are in the diaspora, everybody has a role to play. All of us should have a dog in the fight in this. So we should all wake up and sit up and know that, hey, our house is on fire. We
All
need
right.
to get our men, whatever we can get them.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate the way you broke it down so that even anybody who really cares to know can be able to chew that information without having too many questions. Mr. Chris, you are here.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, according to Rice Guy. Fine. Okay. What's your own take? And I like the way I mean all right, let me leave you to go ahead and make my comment later.
Okay. I have 3 things to report. The first one is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had a sumptuous meal with the prisoners in Sokoto. So he fed all the prisoners. It seems to me that the Sokoto's economy is improving due to pilgrimage. Nnamdi Kanu is the light that shines so that the world can see. So those who want to dwell in darkness can continue to hate. That is the first one. The second one I want to report is Somaliland has been recognized by the Israeli Prime Minister. So we are having a new country in Africa. Somalia, as you know it, wouldn't be the same anymore. So this leads me to, I just want to just point them out. I don't want to go into details. So this leads me to what happened, Trump's intervention in Nigeria. A lot of people have been talking about this. I was listening to a lot of people, their ignorance and hypocritical nationalism, then I keep on asking myself this question. Africa didn't create countries for themselves. The white man did. When God created a man, he gave him laws to, he gave him commandments. And if you fail to abide that commandment, you get punished. So if Black Africans refuse to create countries for themselves, and they keep fighting hard, even want to kill themselves for what the white man created, and they still hate this white man, and they call this white man imperialist, and yet they can't create a country for themselves. So that is their hypocrisy and their ignorance. So the white man has a right to actually come and punish them and give them the punishment if they fail to behave as they are asked to behave. I'm speaking in parables. So the other thing I know is that Nigeria is on the menu, on the table menu now, as it stands. Some 3 years or 4 years back, Professor Patu Tommy was on a national television. They asked me a question. He said that his counterparts, and that's the policymakers in the West, were actually whispering to him that Nigeria is a strategic failure. So it was, so I come to recall when Shagari was president. Actually, United States president and other big president, everybody tunes to listen when he go to that UN General Assembly to talk. So they used to invite Nigeria to G7, G8, G20 meetings. So today, Nigeria is, just to let you know, Nigeria is on the menu. They are still considering how to share Nigeria. So anybody who wants to, you are here. So the opportunity you are given here is to contribute how best you can create country for yourself so that you can say, I'm equal to a white man. Because the white man created country for themselves. And then created the country for Africa. And Africa refused to create one for themselves. Instead, they are dying to preserve what the white man created. And then they hate this white man. So you are given the opportunity now to think, to rationalize, to debate, and see the light, so that the white man cannot recreate Nigeria for you. If not, they will do so. They will recreate Nigeria.
Okay.
But that's all I'm saying.
With all due respect, sir, I repudiate and reject this your sentiment.
I will actually, so I'm not here to argue, but I'm just trying to explain to you. You see, the reason why Nigeria is like this is because when the white men were living, those that they handed over didn't thought through what Nigeria should be or how they should restructure it to be, like the way the Asians did. The Asians, when the white man left them, they went back to their own culture, went back to their own system, and then they started growing. But this man that comes from Brunei thinks that he is just going to run over Nigeria. Okay, we shall see. But
Okay.
let me say this. I'm not here to start arguing. But what I'm trying to say is that if Africa, Black people refuse to reason properly, now,
I agree with you.
Yes, we will be in the same mess as our forefathers. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't want to also go away from what we are discussing.
Yeah, no argument. It's just that I find it self-defeating for an African person to talk as if he's worshiping the white man and give the white man some form of superiority. I don't like my kids to hear that kind. What kind of generation will you bring up if they hear this kind of thing? You want people to get confidence in themselves. You want to rebuild the African spirit and believe in themselves. And you're saying things like this. No.
True. See, hold on, sir. I don't want you to jump in because you're going to be jumping in whenever anybody makes any comments. People will not get opportunity to speak. They have about 3 people or 4 behind waiting to just get a space to speak. So when somebody makes a statement, you have to jump in. We're not going to be able to get, achieve our goal because it now become back and forth and back and forth. But even
I'll be watching at the background, please. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I just bring back Anna Nechukwu, who I took out just to who went out and Sam came in.
I want to go and pray, but I'll come back myself. So I'll just leave it on record so that I'll go through some things. If there's anything I need to talk about, I'll talk about it.
Okay, we'll have to bring you back. Thank you so much. And so I'm going to just say this, like what Chris was saying. The truth is, if you do not design your own destiny, somebody will take you to where we don't want to go to. We are the Africans we are the original indigenous people of those land. And what he was saying is, have we ever considered giving ourselves a new borderline, a new way of understanding how to go about our own destiny, instead of allowing someone somewhere to design for us what we should be believing? And if we have refused to do that ourselves, and we are now fighting to keep what they've given us, then what is wrong with them coming back to help us to keep it? Because that's what we are doing here. Okay? Nobody, you see, the problem with Nigeria is much, but maybe one day we'll make that as a topic so we all discuss it. If you have a constitution where your people cannot even mention to discuss it, a constitution that says we the people, okay, who are the people of Nigeria? I think that any book writer, any person who was writing will say, we the people of Nigeria, comprising of Sokoto will have this tribe, that tribe, this tribe, this tribe, this tribe, all, okay, not even called states, but these are the people of Nigeria. You call them by name. So anybody who picks up the Constitution of Nigeria know the people of Nigeria who have accepted in that, to be part of the union and who these laws are binding. But now it says we the people of Nigeria, and he went ahead to discuss whatever he wants to discuss, and that is it. And nobody can talk about it. So these are some of the contradictions. Sorry? My own audio or your own? Is your own audio? My own is clear. All right. Let's move ahead so that we're not wasting time, because a lot of people want to make their input. So stay humble. Please go ahead. Welcome. Yes, CM.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. Good afternoon. Okay, is it afternoon in the US? I don't know.
Afternoon.
I don't live there.
Where you are?
It's evening in the UK. So mine will be very, very succinct and straightforward. So mine is more of an admonition to us to keep our eyes on the ball. Many things have happened in the background, most of which we didn't know and we still don't know. And many things are happening currently, and a lot is going to happen in the future. It's just to keep our eyes on the ball and focus on the main issues and avoid distractions, because there are people who have been commissioned already to disseminate false and misleading information. Some of them are the so-called Abadorians. Some of them are the terrorists themselves. And then some of them are the so-called left-wing people in the so-called Democratic Party of the US. And their mission is to distract and to discourage as well. So when we see these things happening, let us focus on the information coming from source, information coming from the United States themselves, information coming from Donald Trump, and information coming from the people who he has commissioned, and people like Riley Moore and the other chairman of, I think, the budget committee or something. So those are people that we should take their information as basement, because remember that just a few days ago, there was a publication by the so-called This Day newspaper, these mainstream media people who are in the pocket of the government, saying that the US have ruled out a strike or something. So that was not just a publication, that was propaganda, state-sanctioned propaganda, to mislead people. And I think somebody made a very beautiful video about it. One Paul Owadima or something. You can go and watch it. He made that video just 2 or 3 days before the US struck, saying that, look, this information coming from this day is not correct. And he just opened the eyes of people, just things that we even read, but we just ignore. Because one of the things that we fail to do, maybe we don't have that inherent quality to connect the dots. So one of the problems of the average Nigerian is that they are not able to synthesize their own thoughts. So they rely on what someone has thought out for them, and they just feed on crumbs, information crumbs. There is this anti-intellectualism, this campaign. When they see someone that is, striving for mastery, knowledge, hey, this person, no, too much book, too much knowledge. No, just summarize this information for me. I can't read all these volumes. So that's one of our problems, really. But away from that, we should be able to connect the dots when things are happening, relate information or events to things that have happened in the past. That will help us a lot. And you see, part of that information war is people trying to count the cost. Say, oh, US, one missile is $2 million. This is how much they've spent. They are going to give you the bill. You've gone to McDonald's to eat now. Very soon they will serve you the bill, and then you will pay. Better tell the US not to come, because you're going to pay with your oil, as if the oil has ever belonged to you. The oil has never been your possession. 80% of the oil blocks belong to the murderous terrorist sponsors, whoever they are. You don't have a stake. And even the remainder of the oil or whatever, Buhari and his gang used them as collateral for the loans that they acquired, and they shared to their friends and relatives. So now, going to my second point, this whole terrorism is not just, it's not a local issue. It's a global issue. And if you have been following closely the politics of these major developed countries, especially the United Kingdom, there is a right-wing sentiment rising in the United Kingdom as we speak. And it is very, very fierce. And it's, like wildfire. And this global terrorism is one of the things that ignited, inspired, and is fueling that sentiment, that narrative. So there is a campaign, global campaign, to make Sharia the law in so many countries, including the United Kingdom, and they are fighting vehemently against it. So do not think and do not be deceived into thinking that this is just a local Nigerian issue. There was a day when we were here and Dr. Damages asked a question that nobody was able to give a good answer. To say, where do you see Nigeria in the next 50 years? Just visualize Nigeria. And everybody was taken by surprise. What is my answer? Very simple. If nothing is done, Nigeria will be like Turkey, Afghanistan, totally Islamic. Islam will be it will be a taboo to practice Christianity. That is Nigeria in the next 50 years, if nothing is done. So let us take that. And if the United States fail in this, which I do not hope, then these people will come after you with double or triple the anointing, and they will finish everybody. So do not ever pray that the United States will fail. That should be a never event. If they fail, these people will finish everybody in just 2 years. And if America did not intervene in this, these people were going to clear the middle belt before 2028. That's the agenda. So for people who are propagating all these gumless, mischievous, totally ridiculous narrative about the United States coming to take the oil, they are just people that should be ignored. Now, coming to my last point, really, the issue of the national conversation. Last night, we were on a forum, and people were throwing about all these buzzwords, holding leaders to accountability, and all those absolutely silly, terminologies that we have bandied about for the past 6 decades, and they have not helped us. I say, me, when it was my turn to contribute, how do we hold? I say, come on, count me out of those nonsense. What I am interested in is a national conversation where people will come together and discuss the corporate existence of Nigeria. That's what I'm interested in. How do you hold them to account? That's absolute nonsense. So that is what we should be aiming for, but people to come together. I don't care about so and so ethnic group saying, okay, we want to be part of the Nigerian, whatever country. It may not, you can choose another name. It must not be the name given to you by whichever girlfriend of whoever. You can choose a name that suits your identity, that suits your history, that suits your culture. So that is what must take place in order for us to have a direction. And if that doesn't take place, other people will come and do it for us, and they will. The people that are the so-called Abadorians, people that are spreading false information, because now the narrative now that they're trying to peddle is that it is a federal government US joint operation. There was no joint operation. The federal government had no clue where, when, and even future operations. They had no clue. So, but they're trying to give the impression that it's an FG US joint operation, so as to give the impression that Tinubu is fighting insecurity, so as to prop up his campaign for 2027. That's the narrative. And all the so-called main media channels, outfits, they are propagating that federal government. Now they now target federal government US joint strike, which we know is false. So we need to have that national conversation. Until that takes place, we're just going to be all over the place. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you so much. I think that's also self-explanatory. I don't have to go into it. I have a lot of people calling me. That's why I'm responding. People want to get into this show. They want to make their contributions and all that. Well, can only accommodate 10 people at a time, and there's not much you can do. So if you want to get in and you're not getting in, just give give us a while and then try again. We don't stop anybody, whether your views are against what we believe or not. We don't stop anybody from making your view. What we say is be respectful and let it be factual what you are saying. Let's not conjecture things here which are not true. That's all I'm saying. So please, if you are one of those who have my phone and they are calling, I beg, stop calling me, because I want to concentrate. Me too, have been educated by this very able panelists that are here. Yes, thank you so much. Mr. Paul, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I would say Merry Christmas to everybody. My concern is that we try to mix this thing up with trying to bring it from tribal issue to religious and every other thing. I don't think we are helping ourselves when we're doing that, because when we reduce ourselves to these things, we are not really helping ourselves. Nigeria is the highest Black populated people in the world, and one of the countries in the world that have what I would say 50% Christians and 50% Muslims, Islam, as the case may be. And for the most important part, if we want to base these things on percentage and the likes, I think we live together before issues like this keep coming up. This is a system with no good data. Then talking about the way some people will say, oh, Islam do this, Islam do that. I disagree. If we want to go back memory lane to history, I disagree. The highest Islam country in the world is Indonesia, 1.1 billion people in the world. Women drive car in Indonesia. Women live in Indonesia. If you want to put it from 1 to 5 to 6 and every other thing, women drive car in the UAE. Women drive cars in Qatar. These are all Muslim countries. Women drive cars. Muslim women drive cars in Nigeria. You understand? So people should not reduce it to because of one country, Saudi Arabia. Sometimes culture meets with religion. You understand? And like we have Muslim fundamentalists. We also have that in Christians. We see Christians who do a lot of barbaric things. There are so many pastors trending right now as we are talking. These are Christians that commit a lot of atrocities and barbaric things. On that aspect, I don't think when we do that, we reduce ourselves and it makes the outsider control us. Now, I'll go back to the president of Nigeria. It shames me a lot when I see the kind of things that Nigerian government is doing. Many years ago, the president of Principe and Sao Tome visited Obasanjo. When he visited Obasanjo, former president in Nigeria, they overthrew his government. Obasanjo just put his hand in the president's shoulder and said, don't worry. Obasanjo said, I am not sending my soldier to go restore your government back. I will send Mopo. Obasanjo was joking with him. He said, do you know what is called Mopo? It's anti-riot police. I will restore your government. Enjoy Nigeria very well. Only that threat that Obasanjo threatened, Obasanjo reinstalled the president back. Former President Muhammadu Buhari did the same thing too in Gambia when the former president was doing what he's doing. Buhari threatened. That's how Gambia had a new president. You understand? So when I started hearing Jonathan keep talking about, oh, these guys are coming from Mauritania, they are coming from Niger, Chad, and every other thing, it gets me worried. When you can even threaten those presidents, Jonathan said these things. Guess what? After Jonathan said the same thing, Buhari come said the same thing. To some extent, we'll say maybe because Buhari also have family on the other side of the divide and everything. Tinubu is coming again, still say the same thing. I hear this narrative, oh, because of the US did a lot of weapons, light weapons coming from Libya. These guys are coming from Mali. These guys are coming from Burkina Faso, coming from Niger and Chad. If I am President Buhari, I would threaten the president of whether Niger, Chad, Mali, whichever way. If one of your people enter my country, I will overthrow your government. That's how powerful we are. These are my solution. It is those presidents that will even protect their border from their own citizens, not to go close to the border of Nigerian territory. We all grew up in Nigeria when we see military base, military man house. They'll put military base, keep off. We don't go close to there. A military man own a house, a property in his fence, just put military base, keep off. Nobody goes there. Nobody drag land a military person. That's how we understand the power of military. Our president could not do that. Then on top of it now, let's say they are weak or they don't understand what they are doing because those people from that part of the world intermarry, they live together and everything. How about you go to ECOWAS and go use ECOWAS? And if ECOWAS could not work, how about you go to AU? Go to Addis Ababa. Then you go to America and everything. The people who call us all type of name and everything. That is the level, the highest level of failure. That is the level to show that we don't even know the strength that we have. If people can struggle to sneak in weapons to our country, but our country can actually buy weapons from the open market, and we cannot fight the people who can sneak in weapons, even if we partner with the US. How about we partner with them with what I call intelligence? Did you see how
Israel use intelligence when it comes to Iran? Did you see how Israel use intelligence when it comes to places like Syria and everything? Intelligence, the guys, the nuclear physicists and the likes, how they take all these people down. These are intelligence. You understand? These are intelligence. But doing this type of thing that you're doing, because these people don't really have our interest. They are losing it to Russia. You understand? They don't have our interest. And even though if they do have our interest, what about precedent? What about trust? If they have our interest today, I agree. But because of precedent, the things that they've done, they've betrayed agreements and everything, we can cut the short. We can work with them, use their intelligence, use that technology, carry out this action. You understand? Make it like a thing of documentary where they will see your effort, the work that you've put into it. These things happen. We get the information from the US first. Our people cannot talk and everything. No, we're not helping black race. You understand? One of the things that help Ethiopia today, where we read histories that Ethiopia didn't colonize and everything, because they did not buy into strangers trying to tell them how to live life. You understand? So I am not really pleased with what is going on. The government have failed the citizenry time to time. They failed the people. I don't really think that if the US come and everything, they don't really understand this place. I live in the US. The news that is going on in the US, and some of us who understand what is going on at home, it's a different thing completely. That shows to some extent they don't really understand what is going on. Or if they do understand what is going on, they are playing it to their own interests. You understand? China and America is fighting their own war. But guess what? Where they are fighting the war? It's somewhere in the north of Nigeria. You understand? There are issues about the rare earth magnet, the cobalt, the manganese, and the likes. All these things are going on. You understand? When US is doing that tariff thing, China stopped selling rare earth magnet to them. China is number one. So they're also stopping where they are buying that market, which is a good thing. Because if they fight all these things, Nigeria will sell it the legal way than sell it from some rich alagis and some top politicians to steal from Nigeria. I like that aspect and therefore I think what we should wake up to do. We're a great nation. We're rich people. We are vast when it comes to education and the likes. We cannot make ourselves so weak. Our military can contain whichever terrorist, whatever thing that is coming from outside the shores of Nigeria through the boundary. Threaten those countries. You understand? Something, let me land with this, please. I'm sorry. Something that the president of Mexico did that I like so much. You see what is going on with Venezuela. Trump rhetoric when it comes to Venezuela. When Trump tried to take this rhetoric to Mexico, the president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, she said something, said, Mr. President, this cartel, what makes them powerful is the weapon that is coming from the US that makes the cartel powerful. You understand? And the cartel used the weapon to also recruit people to do these drugs. When you stop the weapon, I can contain the cartel. So it's a win-win situation. When you stop the flying of these weapons and everything, we don't produce this weapon in Mexico. All the weapon that whenever they catch any cartel is coming from the US. So stop the weapon, I can contain the cartel. You understand? So when you attack that your drugs are killing people in the US, well, guess what? Your weapon is also killing people in Mexico. Also making kids in Mexico become slaves to the cartel. So there are ways you can negotiate. You know, we can fight this thing. But I don't think the way federal government is going, even saying that, oh, we partner with the US and you let the US be the first person to talk, and the US did not even make you carry out these things yourself and everything. I don't think it's good.
Let's move. Good. We'll have a lot to cover. I just wanted to say this to you, Paul. Which will be better? For us to allow what is going on to go on, more people are lost because of the rare earth mineral resources, or do we save our people and then manage? And I like you, in fact, you answered the question, so let me even leave you alone and move on. Because you said something at the end. If you come to the table, you don't have anything to present to the other man, then you are ready for him to ride over you. But if he comes and you say, okay, I know you are more powerful than me, I'm ready to give you this, but this is what I also expect you to do, it becomes a more balanced argument. But we will not take the people. Let me tell you something. One of the things that some countries do is that when they are going to negotiate in certain countries, they will contract the people in those countries who understand the language of that country. You don't look English. I said here at the beginning of this program, what English means in America is totally different from what it means in Nigeria.
True.
If you I'll give you one simple example. If you say to a Nigerian, okay, you know what? When you want me to talk with you, flash me. Okay? The person is okay, but because flash is just simply mean just call me once, I will know that you are ready. But when you say to an American person, now please flash me when you get to what you understand what it means, right? You know what it means to flash somebody. So now these are some of the terms that are different. So when you are going to a location, you are going to negotiate with US, England, Britain, Germany. You go there, recruit your own people who understand the language. Take them to that meeting, and they will interpret for you exactly whatever they are saying, what it means, every word, what it means. But you come with some charlatans from Nigeria. Now, when they finish the meeting with the minister, the secretary of defense of war, they went back and were rejoicing that they've done everything. Even as at 2 days ago, they were saying that nothing. America have shaped the plan because their team were very well negotiated. It was well negotiated, and the people now working with them. Only for 2 days later for them to strike. You know, so it leaves a lot, and until we know how to navigate the waters, we're going to keep meeting the same thing. It doesn't matter whether
because KJ, if I would touch something on the soft side where you understand the way these people do things, these people said, Trump said, they are killing white South Africans. He brought them here and even fast track their citizenship. Guess what? The same time that he's saying they are killing Nigeria, that should be room for, say, for example, the Christians in quotes, they will come to the US to come seek asylum. That home is not home. It's suspend us.
Yeah, so
that's another type of. You should understand that. I have problem. I will be the first person to find a way to solve my problem, not just to run to outside to say, "Hey, come and help me."
No, here's the. You see, let's not forget our peculiar circumstance. You took your national identity, you put it in the hand of Pantami. Who does America see Pantami as?
You're right. They keep failing the people. I agree.
Hold on. Two, you have all kinds of identity that nobody can actually be able to say vouch for. This person is who he says he is. This person is who he says he is. You say the people who are ravaging Nigeria now are not Nigerians, yet they carry Nigerian passports. They carry Nigerian ID cards. Now, how do you want a nation that is serious with its people, the life of its people, its economy, to based on the nonsense I'm telling them, to begin to vet your people?
So, KJ, everything I agree with you. That's why I said even our solution still stand with, if you don't want to be too hard, go to AU, go to ECOWAS, go to AU. Don't go to the other side. That should be the last thing. If you go to the other side, go buy their technology. They are in the business of selling this weapon. Go buy markets, but don't let them help you do it. You understand? What is anybody in the world buying from America today more? It is their military, their hardware, light weapon, whatever, or hardware, whatever. This is what America sells to the world today. And any other thing today in America, people run away. America is more expensive. That's all I'm saying. Go buy weapons. You understand? Ask them to share intelligence with you. You can pay for the service. But letting them to come do it, they will do something that you didn't ask them. And they don't owe you no apology.
Hold on. That thing they didn't ask them is that the mineral resources in the South belongs to all of us. This rare earth minerals belong to the rich people in the North who are controlling
Alaji and politician. Not true now.
It's not a level playing ground. Okay?
True, you're right.
Good. And now you are saying that the same people you said were foreigners, Shegumi is making news and addressing in Hausa and saying that if you decide to touch these people, you and them also. So we have contradiction. Let's accept that first and foremost. That
is where intelligence come in.
We need to.
That's where intelligence come in.
Okay. Well,
thank you.
All right. Jonaba, you you have been here. You know this. You know the inner circles of things. Do you think that Americans just threw away their what do you call it now, the tomahawk? Because what the Nigerian media report that there's no casualty. That okay, when they you see again, I tried to listen to one other American. You say when they say there's no casualty, that means that their target hit without anybody who is not supposed to be included being harmed. But the Nigerian media is saying they say there's no casualty. That means that nobody. It was just an empty house they decided to bomb. Now, how do you put together this information, and then what is your own take? Whether it is you are with or without, or you are in the middle, because there's some people who say it doesn't matter to them, whatever happens and all that. What's your own take? And then is there any other story that you want to look at in 2025 that is winding up in the next few days that you want us to talk about?
Thank you, KJ and fellow panelists.
Thank you.
I have a friend, not is from the East. He says I'm like gonorrhea. Say it is sweet and it depends. So this thing is like gonorrhea to me. It is sweet me, it depend me. In the sense that if it is just to wake up Nigeria and you stay there, it's okay. But from the history aspect of it, this is just the beginning. It will be so many other places, and we should be careful what we wish others, especially when it comes to our Black people. I wonder where is in Hausa language we call it fla, a cap. Where is the cap of Pan-African that Tinubu preach about? The same man that ordered military to go to Benin Republic few weeks ago cannot strike any terrorists in his own land. Is it an issue of being cowardized as, okay, I will not do it, let me hide behind America to do it, or he doesn't just have the intelligence that it takes? Because the last time they throw bomb or use a drone to kill the people in Kaduna, and he went there, he preaches the will of God. I don't know the God that suck blood, except the God of the European that kill Jesus. We don't kill human being, we kill goats. So I don't understand when he went there, he says the will of God and all that. So to me and to some of us that come and say, we are hypocrites, we are this and that. Change your name from what it's not Paul particularly. Well, Paul is now calling me, I'm not African enough. The name Paul is not from Africa. The name Chris is not from Africa. The name John is not an African name. So be a man enough to start with yourself. So if you're going to say, oh, we are not a man enough, then start with yourself. If you want to call people hypocrites, start with yourself. There's nothing wrong. I mentioned my name. John is not my name. So John is a Greek name, mean glory. But my own name is called Omega, which is my mother's name that gave to me. Omega meaning who have space. So we all come here and say things. We Black people have failed ourselves. And once we fail ourselves, you come here and you think you are man enough. You are not man enough. The real man are fighting. Do you not even know that? We are cowardice that run abroad, looking for a safe haven when we cannot defeat those that oppress us in our own land. There's nothing wrong. It may have more impact back home to do more things, but don't think you have arrived or look at, my father told me, say, John, don't look at the shoulder and say, who will do it? Why not you? You are not, why? So if you do not do it, say, shut up. So then just say it. find a reason and be nice about it, but don't brag or don't demonize or don't bring any other person down, because you also fail yourself, you fail your own society, fail your own community. So what is going on in Nigeria? It's a shame, but whatever happened, we'll see it in coming days, weeks, months, but I believe this is just the beginning. And whatever happened, when the citizens are asking for foreign government to say, come and even enslave us in our own land, we have a better life, even during colonization, than what we have now. It tell you the failures of the government. This government, not only this government, all before now, it's all failed. These people have nothing in plan for human race. We are just existing as number, quote unquote, number of what deplorable Nigerians and black people on the surface of the earth who cannot protect their citizens, who don't know where the next thing will come from. I believe that it's a wake-up call to all of us, not just Tinubu. Tinubu is one person. I believe he carry a urine bag. Cause me right now, if I talk too much, I need to go and pee. So people like that, I don't take them serious like that. He is carrying a pee bag around. They will let Sowore talk now. When Sowore don't they carry carry pee bag, then they say, oh yeah, come on, become a president. When they see people that have fire, know what to do, they will not even talk about them. We even, by the way, I don't believe that we control our election and we control anything. But Nigerians, we are not, or black people, we are not a serious people. And once we are not serious, I believe this, if you go and listen to all our forefathers that mean well for Africans and black race, they predicted this day is coming. This is a new colonization. You don't have a say. Nigerians do not give any go ahead to anybody. They don't even know when they strike them. They're just talking. These are people who go to France and go and change their blood, do blood work and go back to Nigeria and say, how many percent? They tell you, oh, you are like a plane. Plane is not 100% in the air. At least if it's functioning, if it's 88 or 50 something above the normal, it's okay for you to go around and be leading your people. And then when you feel the pain, it's okay, come back. Tell your doctor, say, oh, I wake up this morning, I pee on myself. They say, oh, you pee on yourself? Okay, we'll send you to France. But we know too much. These are people who are leading us. And then we come here, we talk tribe, we talk religion. Well, I pray that we return to our forefathers. Sin, our sin is too much. So having said that, KJ, you look nice on your tie, as usual. I think this is a topic you like. I put glasses on because I don't want you guys to see my glasses. No, is different from Paul. Paul, when is medicated, me is because I don't want you to see my eyes. So I saw Dr. Damages on his clip, the clip of Dr. Damages. So he carried double glasses on it. The one I saw, he carried double. I'm waiting for him. I think he's going blind completely by the pressure of Nigeria. So he should take it easy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Jonaba. You raised a lot of points. I'm not going to try and discuss them. I'll leave just more because I have a lot people behind stage also. I saw Show briefly behind stage. I'm seeing Dr. Dominic right now. So anybody who want to give up your space, we can give you opportunity to speak so that Dr. Dominic and Show may also come in. Dr. CM, good to see you. Welcome back to England after being the guest of the President of America. So what's up? How do you see the actions? And you have heard all the people who have spoken earlier. What will be your perceived position right now? And is it true that it seems that the black people really look at Haiti? You know, Haiti is supposed to be an American colony, but yet, leadership is a problem. What's really the problem? Is it that we don't know how to lead ourselves, or we just elect the worst out of all of them?
Hey, now wow. If you ask me now, who I go ask?
Okay, I greet everybody. Please, in the spirit of the season, I will say Merry Christmas. It continues until the New Year. Actually, what I really want to comment on, Nigeria is something like a cocktail of a salad. So there are a lot of things that makes up the salad bowl, but I'm particular about the appetizer given to Nigeria by Donald Trump on, I think that was on Christmas Day. So I've already made my views known. Some of the people I spoke to. First of all, without equivocation, I support the action taken by America for more reasons than one. I support, in fact, it's long overdue. Nigeria today is the poverty capital of the world, just because of the fact that some group of people felt that Jonathan cannot be president, then they have to go and invite terror to Nigeria. Terrorism didn't just start for it. It's not homegrown. It's not. I can debate it. Nigerian terrorism today it's not follow come. It's not homegrown. They were deliberately invited from outside to come and take residence and start to torment your fellow countrymen and women, simply because some people belong and some people do not. So I always say, if not Trump and Netanyahu, then who? So I thank most sincerely the president and the government and people of United States of America, led by Donald Trump, for bringing jungle justice to the notorious ISIS camp located somewhere in Sokoto, the inglorious seat of the caliphate. I also thank most sincerely the Prime Minister, government, and the great people of Israel, ably led by Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu, for providing a perfect intelligence on which President Donald Trump acted with deadly accuracy. Like the late Abraham Lincoln stated that God brought him into this world for a purpose when he became the 16th president of the United States of America in 1861 at the age of 60. I believe that God created President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu for a purpose. And that purpose must be to end the many years of Christian genocide in Nigeria as covertly superintended from afar by the relics of the evil Britannic Majesty of Great Britain. Although the battle to free Nigerians from the iron grip of the merchants of terror and mass murder is far from won. But if the Christmas Day appetizer served by President Donald Trump must mean anything, it is that the liberation of the nations of Nigeria that have for so long been subjugated and tormented by the wicked, evil, and the anachronistic Fulani irredentism and civilization is afoot. I thank God for President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu for not shaking their historical responsibility when it mattered most. And that should explain why I always ask, if not Trump and Netanyahu, then who will do the job? Nobody. So as far as I'm concerned, Nigerians will ending the year smiling. Whoever is not smiling must be part of the terrorists, because I do not see why a country as richly endowed, that is well endowed by nature but hopelessly wayward, that is Nigeria. Such a country we be living a life of prehistoric age simply because some people want to hold power and then lord it over others. It can never work. I'm glad America, which I always regard as a force for good, all things considered, I know they have their own minuses, but overall, to me, America is a force for good. If not America coming in, what will happen? And every year we budget trillions to fight Boko Haram, to fight terrorism. Every year. Every year, trillions of dollars. If we don't have, we go and borrow. Yet, nothing is happening. All you hear is the terror group in Nigeria has gone beyond Boko Haram. You have Achad, you have Lakurawa, you have ISWAP, you have ISIS. Oh, man, more than 20 operating. A country in which the national security advisor is the person using taxpayers' money from the budget to arm the terrorists, and they will come and sit in the cabinet meeting. Where is it done? Where is it done? Imagine the vehemence, and yet everybody we are helpless. Donald Trump will live long. Probably that's why he came back for a second time. It might not be for Americans. To me, to end this thing, what I'm even expecting, because from history I read that the highest bomb America dropped was at Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. I'm expecting America to drop, that is what they call carpet bombing. The one that for the next 1 billion years, no grass will ever grow in that area where the terrorists are. That is what I'm expecting. America should waste no time. I thought one week they should just wipe them out, so that we can march forward. For how long will Nigeria be under the grip of some wicked people that feel that Nigeria belongs to them? There is nothing you are going to do to satisfy the Fulani. They want power. They want power by all costs. And what are they doing? If they can't get it through the ballot, they go and they invite terror from outside to come and take residence in your own country and be killing people. National security advisor who sits in cabinet, who talks to the president, a highly imagined intelligence. So how can you discuss with the national security advisor? He will go and be having link with the terrorists. Look at what Gumi is saying. Sheikh Gumi. What if Gumi is an Igbo man? By now, people will say, see, I'm Igbo man, not them. I tell you, Igbo people, fear them. This is what they will be saying. But look at Gumi today, he's a free man, talking nonsense because they feel Nigeria belongs to them. Anyway, as far as I know, the end point is that Ndi Igbo should be free from Nigeria. That's what I know. Biafra is on the calendar. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. CM. I was just reading the comment for this comment section, and I'm amazed at what people say. Just to put a caveat here, all of us here are for the same reason, whether we're arguing for or against. Nobody's against Nigeria here. We want the good of the country. And but that wanting the good of the country does not stop us from speaking the truth. Truth is truth. There's a Hausa saying that says if you bring a straight stick and a bent stick and put them together, it has no magic to make it straight. You know that one is bent and one is straight. So that's how truth is. We'll keep telling that truth, whether it suits you or not. And for those who are saying, making comments, I have Isiago. If you want, I can just turn back and show you. This is my Isiago. I'm an Igbo man. Full, So it's not as if I cannot wear it. I'm only waiting for the day that I will have to show off my regalia. But for now, we are dressing this way. So don't get it twisted. Full with my Opokoko and the Ego feather. So that is who we are. And because we are different doesn't necessarily mean that one tribe should emasculate the other. That has always been the problem in Nigeria. And why I said earlier is that if we are really considerate of other people, when we are writing the constitution, we will say we the people of Nigeria. The people of Nigeria comprises of one, the Hausas, the Igbos, or the Yorubas, the this, the that, the this, the that, the this. Every one single tribe, even if they're just five people in that tribe, their name should be on the constitution. That these are the people who sat. And when we say the people of Nigeria, these are the people we are referring to. It's sad that nobody questions the news media and not even the government, because at the time Nigeria was all these things started, the first position government took was say these are not Nigerians. These are not Nigerians. So the army itself have neglected its own function by allowing the people who are not Nigerians to take over territories in Nigeria, drive out villagers from their communities, occupy those communities, and now the same government is saying, look, live in peace with your neighbors. Now the same government is saying, these people who are not Nigerian, give them land. I don't know why Chim is not here, because I saw a post that he sent to me. The Fulanis have now taken over my community, part of my village, and Chim's village. They are grazing around there now. Of course, you know, they first appear with their cows, and then the next thing is that they strike. This is what we cannot allow. You already know that the Southeast is so small in landmass as people have made it look. And yet you still want to bring your cows to put them where? So these are some of the contradictions we have seen in the Nigerian state that must be addressed. They must be addressed. You know, having said that, I want to thank you, CM. Okay, after CM is supposed to be who? Who changed this?
That'll be me.
That'll be me. Okay, yes, please go ahead. Thank you so much for helping out.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everybody, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
I want to just touch on a few things. Basically, the hypocrisy of Nigerians, you know, and her government. Because what baffles me is why this hypocrisy exists. Our greatest assets, our greatest resource should be our president. If I'm wrong, somebody should correct me. Because it's the number one asset that we have. And when this is our number one asset goes to a foreign country, submit his body to foreign doctors to do with him whatever they want to do with him, and come back home, the government justifies it. The citizens are cool with it. Nobody is talking. It's okay. Our sovereignty is not in danger. Right? Then, all of us here knows how much, at least is being declared, whether it's not the accurate figure, knows how much we are making from oil every year. Can you guys tell me how much Nigeria makes from gold every year? How much Nigeria makes from uranium every year? How much Nigeria makes from cobalt? And all these rare earth minerals. Is there anybody here that can tell me? Any figure? No. And those resources are still Nigerian resources. Who is taking it? Who have taken it? Nigeria has ceded territories to terrorist organizations, and they are there taxing the citizens, and the money is not being remitted to the national coffers. For more than 10 years, 15 years, 12 years ago, up to today. And your national sovereignty is not in danger. Because you're going to take the word of your government for it. Your government now said that he invited a foreign power to come and help them to kill those terrorists. And some of us are like, no, that's the worst thing that could have happened to us. Why would those terrorists be killed? I heard somebody on TV saying that it's better for those terrorists not to be killed instead of another country to come and kill them. If we cannot kill them, let them stay and be ravaging us instead of another country to come and kill them. Don't kill my terrorists too. If I don't want to kill them myself, leave them alone. Don't come and kill my terrorists. That's what it means. Yeah, I'm not saying they're not terrorists. I'm just saying that America is not the one that's supposed to come and kill them. Does that make sense? Why can't we kill them? Why can't we solve the problem? Because your uncles are not among the ones that are being killed. Your niece have not been killed. Your parents have not been killed. You are not living in IDP. This Christmas, you didn't celebrate it in IDP. You are virtually not affected by the insecurity in the country. That is the reason why you're able to stay in the comfort of your house, to think that it's okay for the killing to continue. I don't really understand. My only worry, like CM said, is that I think my worry is that I'm not sure America can continue doing it. I wish they can continue. It's not a question of whether I like the way they did it. I just wish that it can be sustained. Because I want America to also know it's even in their own strategic national security interests for Nigeria not to fall into the hands of ISIS, for them not to take over completely the whole country. It's in their own interest. So I don't even think they are doing it for us. They have to do it for themselves. Do I want America to take over Nigeria? To take over our resources? Do I want them to come and recolonize us or govern us? The question I should ask you, would you prefer ISWAP to govern you? Would you want Nigeria to be turned into ISWAP caliphate? Is that better for you? In as much as I don't want to live under America for them to govern Nigeria, I don't want to be governed by ISWAP. I don't. After all, the government have already forced me out of the country to go and serve Oyibos. So I'd rather even serve them inside Nigeria than serve ISWAP in Nigeria. We should think and get our priorities right. If I am sick now, just like Tinubu, when Tinubu is sick, he doesn't care whether it's French doctors that treat him. He doesn't care. So if my relatives are being killed, I shouldn't care if it's America that came to save us. Because I heard somebody saying, you should also care how it is being handled, who is handling it. No, I don't care. Because the person who's supposed to handle it is not handling it. So I don't care who handles it. Who gets the job done is not my business. It should have been if my people are doing something to handle it. It is still on record that a woman who was appointed, who was nominated to be appointed into Tinubu's cabinet, on record, said that he held a meeting with Tinubu in London, in a hotel. And he asked Tinubu, because the woman is from the north, she asked Tinubu, what plans do you have to solve this insecurity? That's the greatest problem we have in the north. If she lied against the president, they would have arrested that woman. He said, your president told her that I don't have any plan to end it. She then asked the president, how can you say you don't have a plan to solve this problem? The president asked her, do you want them to kill me? Do you want them to kill me? And you're still here saying, expecting him to solve the problem. I heard somebody talking about intelligence. This is my brother, Paul. America should just give us intelligence. The same intelligence they will give you, and you go and give the Boko Haram. The same intelligence they've given you in the past that killed the major general in the Nigerian army. And you're still looking for intelligence. I don't really understand. I think we need more than the help of America. We need more than that to solve the problem. When we solve it, at least if they take our resources, maybe our children stand the chance to be alive to ask for it in future. But if the Boko Haram and the ISWAP and everything kill all of us, I don't think there will be anybody that will be alive to ask for those resources in the future. By the way, presently, who is even using the resources? What is the resources doing for you? We are quick to extort the citizens by way of taxation and every other thing, but we're not quick to solve any problem that the citizens have, especially the right to live, right to life. I wish that Tinubu have expended 20 or 10% of the effort he have put into how to milk Nigerians dry, how to suppress them since he came into governance, into security. You're tasking a people that are not even alive. You're tasking dead people, because majority of Nigerians are just, they are walking on the street, but they are dead, because within the next second, something could happen. Boko Haram will tax them, government will tax them. Because assuming that you make 20 million in a year, and government taxes 25% or whatever percentage, and assuming that that same year that you have paid 5 million for ransom, is government going to deduct it as part of expenses that you made for that year? No, that's a question to ask. With the level of insecurity in the country, the money you pay to bandits, the money you pay to kidnappers as ransom should be part of deductible expenditure when it comes to taxation in Nigeria. I'm not lying. You know, you have friends that paid it. The government is not interested. They're just looking for how to kill all of us. America, Donald Trump, you know I'm not your supporter. But now I know that you actually came for us too. Huh? Now I know that there's a reason why God brought you. Because even if for any other thing, for you to be the person that have ever made somebody like the Senate president to be under pressure, because I heard him in one of the sessions when he talked about that Trump is on our neck. So there's something in this world that can be on the neck of Akpabio. In that case, I think I regret not voting for you, Donald Trump, because I didn't vote for you. But at least you've given me one of the greatest Christmas gifts that my president could not have given me, even in the next 4 years. So to that, I say, thank you, Trump. Long live Nigeria. Long live United States of America. Thank you, KJ.
Okay, thank you so much. I got emotional with what you are sharing, because that's the reality of Nigeria. You see, the last speaker didn't just put any, there's no politics there. He just shared the very truth of the situation we are in. We have to wake up and smell the coffee and know that where we are now, there's no window dressing to it. It's a reality. It's a reality. Okay. Thank you so much. Only that I cannot call your name again. No, I don't know how to. Please, can you pronounce your name for me?
Oh, Anelechuku. Is that Anelechuku you're trying to get?
No, it's not Anelechuku. It's the last speaker. Call your name for us, so we.
Oh, Lustitia Omnibus.
Okay, I don't know what I mean, but I'm an Igbo man. I don't know what that.
It's Latin. Okay. Anyway, whatever.
Okay. The next person to speak is it Ike or
Let me talk. I want to go out.
Okay, you have to take permission from Ike. Ike, can you go ahead to speak so I can leave?
Yeah, he can if you want.
Okay, thank you for that, considering. Yes, Okwara.
Yeah, Dr. KJ. Compliment of the seasons. My folks.
Sorry, we can't see your face.
You can.
We can't look at your screen. We can barely see your face.
Okay, yeah, you're better now.
Yeah. Compliment of the season, folks. I think I had that Bruno guy who was, the guy is very, very, so when he comes here, I think he talks as if that he owns or he knows everything, or he owns the whole world. Even the senator from his own town, Senator Ndumo, in Dume. Go to his X handle. He's even asking America to please extend the thunder strike to Northeast against ISWAP and Boko Haram. That is a senator from his own town, Ndume. That's what he's demanding. Look at what Minister Festus Kayamo tweeted few hours ago. When your house is on fire, it would be stupid to prevent someone who has fire extinguisher to come into your house and put out the fire. It defines logic to begin to consider the privacy of your house at that moment when the raging fire is about to consume your family. So some people who come here and condemn what America did in Sokoto State, I think those people are mischievous people. And it's not targeting any Muslim or anything. It's just about people who have entered Nigeria through notorious borders and killing innocent people. They kill everybody who does not believe in their ideology. They kill both indigenous Hausa people who look different from them because their skin, the color of their skin is lighter than the typical indigenous people over there. They have pointed nose. So anybody who has nose like you and me, they see those people as their enemies. That is whom these bombs are targeting. Tell me, in a country whereby people from all over the world, undesirable elements entering your country, killing your own people, and you're saying nothing because you have the same religion with them. Folks, let me tell you, if those notorious borders were bordering Igbo land, Nigeria government would have walled the whole, how much is that? 1,500 kilometers. Nigeria would have walled that, through. They are leaving those borders open, notorious, because the people who are coming into the country through those borders are their people. They speak the same language. They have the same religion. They eat the same food. They wear the same clothes. That is why that border is open and will remain open. And if you try to close it, they will tell you, no, you can't close it. Look at what Gumi is talking. Gumi is saying that America is fighting for Biafra. That's what he says. And nobody's arresting this man, this Gumi. Gumi on live television telling that they are their people. They are going nowhere. They are going to defend them, and they are going to defend everybody because they are their people. Tell me, can an Igbo man make such statement and still working freely in Nigeria? What Gumi is doing or has done, can any Igbo man do it and still working freely in Nigeria? This is the one Nigeria we're talking about. A very unfair one Nigeria, a very biased one Nigeria, whereby some people are more Nigerian than others. It is very horrible. It is not acceptable. If our fathers accepted it, then we cannot accept it. And if we accept it today, I'm sorry for our children in the future. If we that are still agile, that are still alive, if we accept this nonsense, whereby in our own country, we are even not second class, because we are even third class citizens. What an Igbo man does today and get arrested, other people will do it and they will go free in the same country. Finally, another president of America president came to your country, targeted, terrorists, and as we speak, our own president has not even found it, necessary to address the nation. He is today celebrating Eyo Festival in Lagos, which is his own right. But there's more serious things to say. When is President Tinubu going to address Nigeria? Another country sent missiles into your country to fight your own fight, or your own war, and you cannot address the nation. You cannot say something about it. Everybody, if you go to everybody's speculating. Some people are saying no. Some people are saying yes. Some people are saying, oh, nothing happened. Some people say something happened in a country. Nobody is telling us what is happening in Sokoto State in Nigeria. That is to show you how divided that country is. Upper North, a very serious thing happened Upper North. And if you go to the South, even most of people don't even know what happened. I was in a meeting today, this morning. They were even asking me what is happening in my country. Oyibo people, they were like, because they see Trump as a mad person here. How can that happen? So when I told them what happened, and that even 80% of Nigerians want it more, they were like, "Huh? Are you kidding me?" I said, "I'm not kidding you. You guys don't know what is happening, because here in Europe, they see Trump as a mad person because they are too liberal. They are they don't even care." I thank God that Trump came, and let me tell you, the only country that is still sustaining Christianity in Africa is America. Remove America from the equation. Let me tell you, Europe is gone. You live in Europe, you see what is happening in Canada, in UK, in Germany, in Belgium, in Holland. These people, they don't care about you. They don't care about you. They care about themselves, okay? So please, anybody who is condemning Trump should think twice. Finally, 2016, when IPOB was celebrating the coming of Trump, they called IPOB all kinds of names. It was in Port Harcourt that even Nigerian security operatives, killed almost 18 IPOB members because they were celebrating Trump in Port Harcourt. Today, those people who are calling IPOB these kind of names, today, they are even celebrating Trump more than IPOB do. So when we talk that some people are myopic and some people are not, just take it that way, because Trump, for me, Trump should do more. And make sure that terrorism in Nigeria stops. Whether in Igbo land, whether in Yoruba land, anywhere that terrorism or terrorists operate, they should just wipe them out and let's have peace. Thank you from here.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Yeah, who's the next person? Can you hear me, all? I can't hear myself.
I'm not sure who is, but I have probably like less than 10 minutes.
Okay. Yes, it's Ike. Sorry, it's Ike. Ike. Go ahead.
Oh, it's Ike? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good morning and good evening, everybody.
No, sir.
Compliment of the season for every one of us today. Yes, come in.
Yeah, we're waiting for you.
Last day.
Sí, pero no es puede crecer.
Okay, let's go. When he finish, you come back to him. Yeah.
All right, I'll talk, and then when I
yes, go ahead.
Stop talking. So just want to. So, all right, where do we start? Compliments of the season. Merry Christmas to everyone, wherever you are. It's a snowy day in New York. Actually, it already stopped snowing. I always believe in just dissecting issues, trying to remove emotions as much as possible, but it's not always the case. And also, I think it's also important when people make argument or make analysis that they also realize that multiple things can be true at the same time, or multiple things can be false at the same time. It's we're humans, we have complex thinking, right? For example, I can say that Trump is a populist or engages in demagoguery, which is whatever he sees that is popular that would help him in his political career, he would pursue it. Now, people say the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Does that necessarily mean that he cares about what he's doing, the merits of what he's doing? Not necessarily, right? So I can be comfortable saying that I don't think Trump cares about Nigerian Christians. But I can also say that if he's targeting terrorists who affect or kill Nigerian Christians, that is not a bad thing. It's fine to make complex arguments. It doesn't have to be always white and black. I think humans, a lot of times, we always want to think in the white and black. I can be comfortable saying that. Now, I'm not going to talk into the details of the whole thing because, first of all, this is what the Americans are saying, right? We know they released a video saying they sent a Tomahawk. I'm guessing somewhere in the bight of Benin, Guinea, somewhere along the coast, right? That's what they said. That's what they released to us. And then Nigerians jumped on it and said, oh, we had some collaboration. And then Secretary of War or Defense collaborated the same thing. And then Marco Rubio, who's the Secretary of State, also corroborated that they've been working with the Nigerians. I'm not going to speak to the facts because no one is being very transparent about things. So I'm not going to try to forge facts from thin air, right? And then we saw a video of leftovers of the Tomahawk, right? So no one has released any figures about how many terrorists were killed and stuff like that. So I'm not going to speculate about facts that I don't have. But I'm going to talk about the messaging and how people may see things in society. Is it a good thing that there's a foreign nation getting involved in Nigeria's security issue? In an ideal world, you don't want that. What you want is partnership. Many countries have joint drills. You have the Koreans and Americans. America has a base in South Korea. They do drills all the time, right? That's fine. America does drills with some countries in the Middle East. That's fine. When it comes into someone acting as your big brother or big sister, then you start to cede some of your sovereignty. Yeah. But let me say, that is purely an argument. That was purely an academic argument. When it comes to the case of Nigeria, we have to look at every situation, we have to look at things situation by situation. Nigeria, we all can agree, is incapable of protecting itself. It is incapable of executing proper security. Not because it doesn't have the building blocks or the brains to help us in that regard. It's because Nigeria has no political will to do that. The guy who's supposed to be doing it, all he cares about is campaigning. All he cares about is corruption. He doesn't care about you. If you can win the election, if you can guarantee these guys that they'll win election for the next 3, 4, 5 election cycles, with insecurity still going on, these guys will gladly not care about your security. So let's be clear on the realities of Nigeria. Now, Trump getting involved, it's not necessarily a bad thing. If it's to supply intelligence, that's fine. Where I would hit a middle road is I'm fine with foreign countries, giving you intelligence, helping you partner with things. What I am not a big fan of is countries coming to strike in your area, because what it shows is, at least in terms of messaging, is that you are incapable of doing those strikes yourself. Now, another way you can analyze it, you can say some of the instruments or some of the artillery and things that are going to be used for such targeted attack, Nigeria doesn't have it. And then another argument you may say is, why doesn't Nigeria buy those things? But you have to, when you look into places, US history and British history, some high-powered military equipment, they would never sell it to certain countries, or they will sell it to you with conditions, and you have to seek their permission before you use it. So I don't know logistically what factored into sending a Tomahawk missile versus sending like a jet fighters, things like that. So, but all I'm saying is, I want us to have an open mind and be able to have complex arguments where we don't always have to, everything doesn't have to be all black and white. There can be multiple things that can be true at the same time. So in terms of my pure opinion, I don't think Trump cares about Christians in Nigeria. I think this is just part of his political, it favors him politically, and so he's doing it. Secondly, is his involvement a good thing? I don't think it's I think it's a good thing, because at the end of the day, Nigerian government only responds to pressure and only responds to shame. And so in some sense, having foreign powers meddling in is going to question their incompetence. If that's going to help them sit up, that's actually a good thing. Thirdly, in terms of the question of sovereignty, where it becomes that concerns me, because the Nigerian government is not one that is very careful in terms of protecting its data or its security interests. Because, for example, let me give you an example. With the new tax law that's happening, right? They said they're going to have a French company or French, tax company come in, right? We have not seen any MOU. Who's to say the amount of data the French will have access to, whether it's sensitive information or not? No foreign country should have access to sensitive information. Are they just purely coming in just to help build the infrastructure, but they won't have access to the data? No one knows. A couple of other things I wanted to cover. At the end of the day, we also have a look at the overall human benefits, right? I think sometimes it can be too academic, arguing back and forth about who's getting involved, who's not getting involved, the sovereignty. We have to look at the underlying thing. The underlying thing is we're here to eliminate terrorists so we can protect lives. If it comes from a foreign power, that's not a bad thing. The end result is, are you having less terrorists? Are they being demobilized? Are you able to incapacitate them from causing harm to Nigerians? Yes. So it's not a bad thing. For me, I wouldn't tell you in the long run whether or not this is going to be a good thing, but I believe that anything that involves putting the Nigerian government under pressure is not necessarily a bad thing. So I think a lot of people are going to be like, Dominic, your argument has to be either this or this. Sometimes it's not very clear, right? It's fine to have complex argument. In fact, it's fine to agree with A, B, and C, and to agree and to disagree with E, F, and G. That's fine. We don't always have to be cut and dry. It's not a very cut and dry situation. So for me, I think in the last few days, kind of thinking about the whole issue, I think initially when I heard about it, I was like, why is the foreign country striking in Nigeria, right? But then I started to analyze it. I started to realize that the way things are in Nigeria, if you don't have any kind of foreign intervention, nothing is going to be done. Remember, Nigeria has partnership with Chad, Cameroon, Ghana, and Niger, security partnership. Now Niger had their coup. Niger is under AES. I'm not sure even that partnership is ongoing. I'm not sure the partnership is ongoing with Chad. Cameroon has an internal problem with Ambazonians fighting for independence. So do you think that security infrastructure is still working? So at this point, if America doesn't get involved, where's the political drive? Where is the political will to push the current Nigerian government to make sure that our security is up to par? There's none, right? So I think, in summary, the way I stand about this is the American striking generates political will, and the political will is going to help stop killings of Christians and Muslims. That is a good thing. The details we can worry about later on. That's where I stand. Oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to cover. I don't know who mentioned it, but someone talked about Netanyahu, loving Christians and wanting to protect Christians, and I'm like, since when has Bibi Netanyahu cared about Christians as a Israeli president? Since when has he cared about Christians? Even though there are reports of Christian Palestinians being killed in this last war, was there any sort of messaging to that regard, making sure that Christians are protected? I didn't see that. Also, if you look at Israeli history with their repatriation of what they call Beta Israel, the Ethiopian Jews, to Israel, the vast majority of Ethiopians are Christians. I mean, there are still those who are genetically Jewish and they practice Judaism, but the vast majority of those who are Christians, they have to convert to Judaism to be able to be given Israeli citizenship. So let's not deceive ourselves. Bibi is same thing as Trump, populist, depends on demagoguery for his political for his own political agenda. And I think sometimes it's easy for us to get sidetracked and become emotional just because your enemy seems to be against your other enemy. You think that person is your friend. You have to be very careful. I know the enemy of my enemy is my friend, but in certain situations, you have to be very careful. With countries, with governments like Israel, you have to be extremely, extremely careful. That's my submission for today.
Thank you, Dr. Dominic.
KJ,
yes.
You have to unmute yourself.
Yes, I'm unmuted.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Some issue with your sound.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Anyway, Ike, you can unmute yourself.
No. They can hear me. You are the one not hearing me, Dr. Dominic.
Ike, go ahead. Can you hear me, Ike?
We can hear you, KJ.
Okay.
Dr.
All right.
Dominic, you need to wash his ears.
Please mute yours. Yeah. All right. You over my control.
Is it me or is it? Wait, can you guys hear me?
For my control. Don't. Okay.
KJ, we can hear you. I can hear you.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay. Sorry for that. It was my worker who is leaving the company. He's working in my department. So today is our last day here. So it's emotional for me and for everybody in the department because she has been a wonderful worker with us. But people has to grow. You know, they have to have a better future. So it's one of those things, right? So okay, so yeah, KJ, listen, I'm happy that America came in. It was good for all of us. Anybody who says that they don't like the coming of America, well, it depends on what perspective, where you're standing, because my only worry is that it's still the same government that are the perpetrators of the crime and the terrorism and the people that America has to share information with. You know, for me, I would have loved America to use their own, security information to come to Nigeria, not sharing information with the government of Nigeria, because they are the people that are organizing the terrorists. They are the people in government, the ministers, the senators, the politicians in the government of Nigeria. They are the head of the terrorist organization in Nigeria. So I would have loved in a situation where America would do what they did when they captured Osman bin Laden. They go on their own information. I don't want them to share any security or military information with Nigeria. Because somebody was talking at the beginning, where are the Nigerian military during the days of ECOMOG, during the days of South African struggle? Where are the Nigerian military? Where are those military men and women of Nigeria that are feared and respected all over the world because of what Nigerian can do militarily? Where are they? Because our military has been compromised. Our military men and women are part of the terrorist organization in Nigeria. And that's why Nigerian military cannot do anything. So I love what I want them to do. This is just breakfast for all of us, because sometimes we say here, every one of us go chop the breakfast, right? But I would have preferred a situation whereby they come into Nigeria not with any collaboration with Nigerian government, because this government is a terrorist organization. This government are part and parcel of the people that are creating the mayhem, the insecurity mayhem that we have in Nigeria. So I don't think that working with them or collaborating with them I don't like that. I don't want that. I want America to do what they want to do on their own. There are secret missions they do. The way they went to release the American hostage in 2014. I want such kind of mission to be what they're going to use against these terrorists. Because the same people you are sharing information with, they are the head of the terrorist movement in Nigeria. You know, if anybody who is telling you is not a Christian genocide, tell me what it is. All the whole terrorist organization we have in Nigeria, it is all about Islamic terrorists. We don't have any Christian terrorists. So if anybody is telling you that it has no religious coloration, you are trying to deceive yourself. Because there is Christian genocide in Nigeria, and that is what it is. Because all the whole terrorist organization in Nigeria is about religion. It's about what they believe that other people who don't worship the way they want is an infidel. So if anybody is trying to say no, it's not a religious, what is it all about? Do we have any Christian terrorists in Nigeria anyway? Where have you ever heard about Christian terrorism? These are the people, the Muslims they are killing, the moderate Christians that they are killing them just so that they will make it look like it's not only Christians that are being killed. But they know their mission. The mission they are doing is what everybody knows. So I support what they did, but where I am begging America is stop sharing information with Nigerian government, because these people, they are the head of the terrorists in Nigeria. If the Nigerian government want to stop insecurity in Nigeria today, we don't need America to stop it. They know how to stop it. But because they are the beneficiary of everything that is happening within this time. So they cannot stop that. And that's why I want America not to share any military information with Nigeria. Just go, because they have the technology. They have the technological manpower to do what they want to do in Nigeria and get out. You know, they have even their own information. They have their own security. They know already where all these people are. So I think that this first step is a good thing. And I want them to continue to, target the place. In some circumstances, we are praying that there shall be no casualties of innocent Nigerians dying. But we know that these terrorists also, they use human people to make a human shield. But I think that the military will be very careful. So anybody, for me, I believe that, like the last speaker said, or before the second last speaker was saying, for the tweet of Donald Trump that Abio was able to be shaken from his marrow. People who have been thinking in Nigeria that they are above the law. Nobody can do them anything. But a single tweet in Nigeria has changed Nigeria. And nobody is fighting against your faith as a Muslim. There are honest and dedicated, honest, genuine Muslim faith believers, brothers and sisters in Nigeria. But in the midst of those, they know that these people who are doing this thing are not from Nigeria. They are not Nigerians. And I don't know why somebody should be protecting these people all in the name of trying to let me know that is not a Muslim Christian genocide. Nigerian government is trying to let us know. Even the foreign minister yesterday when he was talking, they're trying to make us not to say that it is not Christian genocide. We cannot be deceived anymore. It is what it is, right? So my worry, KJ, is that, like I said beginning, I don't want America to share any information with Nigerian government. If this government believe in themselves and they believe that it was a collaboration between them and America, immediately the same time Trump was tweeting to the world what happened, was the same time your president was supposed to stand on the podium with Nigerian flag and the military flag and tell Nigerians that what took place between them and America. But it is people that are not supposed to telling us what is going on. The foreign minister, yeah, he can speak, but I think before the foreign minister, the president of the country and the president of America did, I was expected the Nigerian president to do the same thing. Then after then, the foreign minister can begin to break it into pieces for people, that point the people to go to the national television to begin to talk about it. But where is your president? He disappeared. He's not here. And today I was hearing that they sent the chief of army staff to Sokoto. Is that chief of army staff? You know, is to tell you these people, he's afraid because he's about 2027. The man in Asorok is not, he's afraid of what is coming to him in 2027. Because he knows that this 2027 that he started, the day that he took out of office, he knows that what is going on right now in Nigeria is going to work against his 2027. So why is he not speaking? We are not children. We know why he's not speaking. We know why he's keeping quiet. Those people who were saying that Nigeria should not forgive Mr. Peter Obi, they are the same people today who are praising America coming in to do what they did. So you see, you know, there is something there's something I know about life. The Bible says, whatever a man sows is what he's going to reap. You know, Bayo Ononuga and his group who said that Nigeria should not forgive Mr. Peter Obi because he called America to invade Nigeria. They are the same people, the same government, the same people. They are not the people going everywhere telling us that something like that took place. And they're saying it was a collaboration. They said they worked together. They said they're telling us they work hand in hand. It's no more that Mr. Peter Obi called them to come invade Nigeria. You know, so you see, Nigerians were too big to be deceived anymore. So, Keja, I'm really happy what happened, but I want it to be a continuous exercise. I don't want it to be. Don't give them a breathing space, because a lot of people are expecting it. Maybe it's supposed to start in Borno, but maybe why they went to Sokoto, I don't know. I'm not a military man. Maybe they went to Sokoto, they have maybe they see a network of them in Sokoto. That's why they started in Sokoto State. So, but I think that it is a process. But I am begging America and those that are involved, please use your own information, your own military information, and do what you want to do, and eradicate Nigeria from the hands of these terrorists, because they want to destroy this country. Until certain people in power, until certain politicians pay the price of what is going on in Nigeria, it's not going to stop. But I think that this is a starting point, that we are going to Nigerians will be able finally to say, yes, America wasn't coming for your mineral resources, even though they have no problem. Countries make military part with other countries. Countries make economic part, political part. It's not a bad thing. But in the case of Nigeria, like KJ, you said something when you were making a commentary. If you did not bring anything on the table to discuss with the person you are trying to make an agreement with, what do you want your partner to do? He's going to present to you how it's going to work, because you have nothing. He didn't come with anything. You have nothing on the table. And if he has something on the table, is what he told you, is what you're going to do. So who is complaining? I'm not complaining. So, but I hope that Nigerians should take away tribe, take away religion, take away whatever, and know that what America is trying to do is what the government that we are supposed to protect, me and you, has failed to do, because they are the people that are the architect of everything that is going on. God bless you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Ike. You said it all. And yeah, as we draw to a close, because there'll be another show starting almost immediately. I will want to give Mr. Jefferson, you can't be entering now. Just wait, because Forefather is going to start another broadcast, and we are trying to be on time. So I've already timed those who are on the screen and how long it will take them to make their contribution, and we'll just end about the time that we need to end. It's been quite. It's not something we can finish now. All Napolitis, I know that you want to go into the other this thing, but please don't give me time. Don't tell me what it is, okay? I know that we have this topic cannot be exhausted. There's so much to talk about, and I just let it flow, and so we all can have a free flow discussion. We'll start from stay humble. You have 2 minutes to just give us your final take, and I mean 2 minutes. 2 minutes is 2 minutes.
Okay, so very exactly, someone mentioned earlier that Trump's emergence was for a divine purpose, which I agree really, because if you look at Trump, the way he emerged, he wasn't part of the conversation at all. And all of a sudden, he just came to the scene. They did everything to prevent him from being president, etc., but they didn't succeed. Maybe God has a special purpose for bringing him there. And I keep on hearing that the United States cooperated with federal government. That's not true, because if you look at the way the federal government, they've been all over the place with information, the interviews that the Foreign Affairs Minister granted, the way they quickly released a statement with a letterhead. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they don't operate outside working hours. So how did they produce a letter-headed statement outside the working hours? That's why you have your Twitter, your social media, where you can just put out information out of hours. So you're telling me that someone was working in the office at midnight or something. So you can see the whole deception. Very soon now, the so-called forefathers and whatever they call the other people who I don't care about would come here and start peddling all sorts of lies and deceptions. But what you need to do, KJ, is that you don't owe anybody any apology. People that want to, the reason why people come up here is because of your integrity. The reason why people join your show is because of your integrity. You don't owe anybody any apology. When they come at you and say, no, you should do it our way, you have to resist that. You don't owe them any apology. Continue the way you are going. They cannot stop you. For people that are trying to apologize to Oyibo people, trying to explain to them, why is this madman Trump bombing Nigeria? Why? You don't need to waste your time. Even here in this country, I don't waste time explaining myself to people, explaining the situation of things, because they should know. If you want to know, you can go and do your research. It's not my responsibility to explain to you. So stop explaining to them, because they are all hypocrites. They know what's happening, but because it's not serving their interest, they want to keep you explaining and explaining. You don't need to explain to them. Finally, there is no information sharing between the United States and federal government. They're just trying to buy votes for Tinubu in 2027, so that it will look like Tinubu is doing something to curb insecurity. That's not the case. You know that this is America's case. This is their project, and Donald Trump does not need any. Donald Trump, he doesn't even know Tinubu. He has never met Tinubu, and he's not interested in meeting Tinubu. Whether it was the federal government that sent people to go to America when Trump threatened to bomb, America did not invite them, and America does not need the approval to finish up the terrorists. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Janaba, you have 2 minutes, sir.
Nothing new to say that much. I think everybody have made their presentation. It'll allow the viewer to see our perspective from the individual perspective. I think it's a shame. But what can you say when you cannot govern your people, you cannot protect them? I know people will have their sentiment, people are entitled to it. But if Nigerian government is doing what they're supposed to do for their people, we will not have this. And we have this because of the failure of the government. And 2027 is already in the pocket of the Nigerian politicians. But we see how many, what it takes to get there. Sometime in our life, we take one day at a time, and sometimes we look up to whatever the changes will come from nature and what happens around us. But in the summary, it's a shame. And I pray that no, it will not affect ordinary Nigerians that are just going about their business, will become the victim of the circumstances. That the right people will be targeted. I doubt it, but if that is the case, that would be good. Thank you anyway, Mr. KJ.
Thank you so much. Okay. Ngo.
Yeah, thank you, KJ. It's been a good show. I've listened attentively to everyone. I just want to make my submission in 3 parts. Number one is, is there a Christian genocide, or is it a lie? Is there an attempt to Islamize Nigeria, or is it a lie? I mean, evidence are abound everywhere. We can start from talking about what previous Nigeria intelligence, military intelligence officers have said, to what people like T.Y. Denjuma have said, to what everybody is saying, and the evidence is very clear. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. That's the first part. The second part is, has the Nigerian government honestly tried to solve the problem? I don't think they have. We've seen multiple accounts of inability or unwillingness to solve the problem, to address security challenges. It leaves us wondering if elements in the government are complicit. And if that is the case, it means that the Nigerian government does not have the political will or the willingness to solve the problem in whole. So that means there needs an external intervention. So who comes in to help? Well, everybody can go with their different reasons as to what Donald Trump is here to offer us and the United States of America. But we're basically, our back is basically against the wall. And what choice have we got? And I'm really grateful to them that they at least have started the conversation with a few bombs. Anybody that wants to talk about all the ulterior motives can go ahead and speculate whatever they want to say.
Before you go,
but the evidence is on the ground that there are terrorists and the US is killing them. If they take resources, fine. If they colonize us, fine. If they want to invade Sahel, fine. Whatever it is, we just want to be safe. We can't keep losing people. NBA statistics from last year said about 614,000 people were killed from terrorism. 614,000. I looked at that statistics. I couldn't believe it. So, I mean, there are a lot of atrocities happening in that country that is not being reported. So people can come in with their sanctimonious submission later on and talk about how we are not smart enough, we're not looking at the global picture, global politics, and what have you. But the evidence is on ground. The hardcore evidence is that Nigerians are being killed, and it's large population of them, especially in northern part of Nigeria that are not predominantly Christians. So that evidence is there. We've got people in IDP camps. Their villages have been occupied. Those people, regardless of where their salvation comes from, they are willing to take it. So let's not go around talking trying to be more holier than thou. Thank you, KJ. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yes, Sim.
All right, thank you. I believe I'm coming out fine. Thank you very much, KJ. Like somebody remarked, part of the reason why some of us show up here is because when you are hosting, we know the stuff you are made of. So that just is there. It's as clear as the daylight. Now, what I want to contribute again is this. For those who may not welcome the action taken by President Trump, I want to ask them, how do you end the refugee camp for over 10 years in a country that is not essentially at war? How do you end that? Do you know what it means for you to be arrested and put in police cell for 1 week what you are going to be thinking of every day is your bedroom. Because when you've been inconvenienced by the police cell, you will be thinking, look at my bedroom with air condition, or look at my sitting room. But these people, they've been in refugee camp for years, and nothing is being done about them. That's why I said, if not Trump, who? Nigeria is voting trillions of naira every year for defense budget, yet nothing is happening. Tell me, have you ever heard that the National Security Advisor, somebody who should be who has access to Nigerian intelligence report, he discusses security issue with the president? That same person, after discussing, will go and be arming the terrorists, people you are taking decision against. These are facts. These are facts. And when Nigeria has Igbo problem, people may deny it. The moment this idea of Christian genocide happened, they dispatched Daniel Bwala. Daniel Bwala came on a rise and everywhere was flashing one paper. Say, see it. It is it's IPOB, International Society for Civil Liberties and the Rule of Law, a non-governmental, an NGO in Onitsha, a human rights group. He said it is them. They are based at Onitsha, Anambra State. They wrote this nonsense. They want to pull this country down. Tinubu dispatched Daniel Bwala with what is the name? Daniel Bwala and Ribadu. They took turns. I listened to Daniel Bwala when he came back. He said, I've went there. The Americans are even surprised because Trump is sinking. Trump is Ted Cruz in Texas. It's not known. They are lashing on this thing to, that Daniel Bwala is the most useless human being ever. Then the Reno Mockery, because he wanted to be ambassador, invited somebody and tell the person what to say. Before his lies were, he was disgraced. Then Ribadu went and be discussing with Trump. I saw the photo. He was briefing America. He thought United States is Nigeria. At the end of everything, America said, okay, you legislators, go to Nigeria and go and prove this thing, whether it is true or not. American legislators came. They went to Tortiv. Tortiv is the traditional ruler of the thief people all over the world. In his palace, the man explained everything to them. They left there and went to refugee camp. That is on the spot assessment. They had them. They went to different churches. This in Benue State. In the end, before the man submitted his report, he granted press interview. He said, Nigeria, the way it is currently, is not supposed to be a country. That in fact, he was shocked what he saw. Now they've prepared their report and given to Trump because Trump sent them. And now Trump has acted on the report and people are still making noise. You see, this is the hypocrisy of Nigeria. This is the hypocrisy of the highest order.
Okay, Sam, we have to round up because So
to round up, please, like I said, if Mr. Trump or anybody close to him is listening, what I read in history was Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That one is outdated. We want the latest technology. Use it. That is what they call carpet bombing, that for the next 1 billion years, no grass will ever grow there. That is what that is my wish. Because if you do not want others to live, you, the person, you are not supposed to live. People are in refugee camp. What is their offense? They left their ancestral home for years, living in refugee camp. Whoever is criticizing Trump should go and live in refugee camp for 1 week. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. CM. Thank you all of you. Your views are so important. The only other person I'm going to let in, I see you, Anna Lechuku, but please, if you don't mind, wait for Forefather to come on. I see Forefather also, but I'm also not going to bring him in. I'll give the righteous man just 2 minutes because I want to close exactly on the right time. 2 minutes because you're in Nigeria and I know what it is to be on this program from there. So please take 2 minutes and make your very put your contribution that you may want to make. Just 2 minutes, sir.
Yeah, good evening from Mbano in Imo State. Good evening, KJ. Good evening, all the panelists. Will I say Merry Christmas and a super prosperous New Year in advance. I've been in the Southeast region, crisscrossing the South and Southeast, going to 3 weeks now. I want to tell you confidentially that the so-called insecurity in the Southeast is completely political. Completely political. Anything like killing going on in the Southeast is political because everywhere is peaceful, both night strolling or night cruising, everything, there's no harassment, nobody is fighting anybody, everywhere is peaceful, people are going about their normal duty, celebration, though the economy is selling very hard on people. You can hardly see those kind of Christmas celebration phenomenon that normally take place. It was only a few days ago I witnessed in masquerade parading and the rest of it. But there is peace in the Southeast, there is peace in the South, because I have traveled across the two regions and there have never been any cause for alarm. So those who are saying you can't come to the Southeast, you can't travel, please, they are telling you lies, capital lies. I left Lagos, I am in the Southeast for almost 3 weeks now. I've gone to Enugu, I've gone to Ebonyi, I've gone to Anambra, Imo, Abia, and no issue. I've gone to Bayelsa, to Port Harcourt, to Delta State, no issue. So please, all those people carrying out those propagandas are just making sure they kept the Igbos, especially the Southeasterners, in Lagos so that they will not come back home to do one thing or the other. Now, as regard to the striking of the terrorists in Nigeria, I can tell you it is 100% over 100% celebration in the Southeast and South, because some of my friends in the South that I put a call across, they were all jubilating and celebrating and wish it will be continuous to decimate these evil men that are taking the life of others that they did not give to them. So we are happy and we're praising Trump and we want Trump to do more. The Nigerian government claimed that it was a joint effort, and I want them to say it louder. The president of Nigeria have not been able to address the nation after such a military strike. The president of Nigeria have not addressed Nigerians to tell us whether he gave the go-ahead to America to strike or not. It's only this stomach infrastructure man, Danebwala. We don't know whether he's a Christian, we don't know whether he's a Muslim, we don't know whether he's a pagan. He's just faced where he will get more money. Speaking on behalf of the federal government, and he's not the federal government spokesman. So we are waiting to hear from the Mr. President Tinubu to tell us, let us hold him responsible and accountable that he instructed the American government militarily to strike some regions in Nigeria. That's what we're waiting for, and he's not doing that. They are doing Eyo's festival in Lagos today. It has been very catastrophic. The Eyo festival masquerade people are fighting Lagosians, and there have been a lot of stories in the media space as a result of the clash between the masquerade people and the innocent Lagosians. So life is okay. It rained in Lagos today because I was called and informed. A heavy downpour in Lagos today. So, but down here in the southeast, it's heavy sun. People are just trying to manage their life. The economy is completely down. Nothing is working economically, but the people are just being there and thanking God for their lives. So I'm celebrating this Xmas and New Year in the Southeast, and I want you all to join me to celebrate it. It's worth celebrating. At least we are alive today. Thank you.
You are muted.
You are muted.
Thank you so much. Sorry. Thank you, Ngo. Thank you. Your righteous man. If you don't go away, you please join every other person. Let's join the next stream. I'm going to be there myself. I'll remove this thing that makes me feel a bit official and come back.
I will not join. Sorry.
Okay, those of you who want to join, please join Forefather and let the conversation continue. But there's a guy who posted something here. I don't know if he posted that you are trying to mock Nnamdi Kanu or what. I'm one of those people who have studied and followed Nnamdi Kanu, and I want to play a video, just a audio for you, that Nnamdi Kanu saw what is happening now, as far back as 2017. Listen to this audio.
I want to tell you that the agreement between the British and the Fulani has collapsed, and the only person that collapsed it is Trump. I want the world to understand this. The only person that collapsed that devilish arrangement whereby the Fulanis have been guaranteed in perpetuity, the advancement of their hegemonic interest right across the whole of West Africa, not just in the zoo. As long as Britain gets their free oil, as long as there is enough money to pay every successive director of the United States Department of State, as long as there is enough money to bribe all ambassadors coming to Abuja. Before that, it was Lagos.
Okay, I wanted you to hear that, Mr. Mohammed, because some of you wake up and with no understanding of what has been going on, jump to the frail and begin to make comments. Some of us started following this thing that's playing out right now, as far back as 2019, not even 2020. Okay, so it's not new to me. I can discuss it, like, wake me up in the I can discuss it. But having said that, let's not be taken away from all the good contributions people have made today by that on the text. I want to thank everybody who has been with us. I'm trying to cut it short. I know I see Forefather, but like I said, I'm going to let him come into his show and make all his connection or contribution there. We have a new member from our YouTube page, and yes, I want to thank you for connecting with us. We see you and we shake our shakere for you. Great for being with us. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And then those who have contributed, the guy from the UK, Tedo 9419. Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you also for show. Thank you for African logic frequency. Thank you. We really participated. I've not seen it before, but I appreciate the way you participated, whether it was in support of what we are doing or not. Your views are very, very, welcome. You own them. You have the right to express them. Thank you. You contributed, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. You have been the man for the day. Thank you so much. People like you that help us to keep this channel running. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. More than 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great guy. Thank you. I really appreciate, what you've done today for us. And every one person who has commented, all Napolitis, say sometimes you do overjive, but it's okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pansa. Thank you, every one single person who has been here. Even Mohammed, thank you. Thank you, forefather for being in. Sorry, I'm not meaning to. I just want to clear for you so that you come in. That's the only reason why I'm not bringing you in. And I wanted to end the program just 3 hours. Unfortunately, we have crossed a bit of that. So I appreciate all of you, your time and your treasure, because being on the program from Nigeria is a lot of money. You know, being also here is also a lot of time, because if you leave Nigerian shores, what matters to you most is the time you spend. Time is what they charge. Time is so precious outside of the shores of Nigeria. But within the shores of Nigeria, both your time and your money is what you put, to be on this show, and we really appreciate it. Without you, there'll be no show. We'll only be talking to ourselves and hearing ourselves. I appreciate you guys. Now, my roundup will be this. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate. Okay. And that's going to be my roundup. You see, no matter what we feel about mineral resources or not mineral